MyTeamMedia Network welcomes you to the following presentation of Section 5 Athletics.
Booster, go. Guidance, go. Final, go. Metro,
go.
Go, Dwight.
Go.
We're go. Go.
Time for high school football.
Ah! Hey, I take that as a talent.
T-minus 10.
Hey, fellas, this is what you work all off season for. This is why you lift all them weights. This is why you do all that.
9.
Every day you build. You put blocks down. You guys ever see a mansion? A big, beautiful mansion? You got to build the foundation, man. That's what we're doing here. Understand that. You got to build the blocks.
8.
In football, to be successful as an individual player, you need your teammates. And the better you connect with them, the better you interact as a team, the more successful you'll be individually.
7.
We played them the third game. Everybody played three quarters. That's why we took the field. Now, if you want to crown them, but they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
6.
Now let's listen up. All you ever asked for is an opportunity. You got it today. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now?
5.
You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it. That's the great thing about sports. You play to win. And I don't care if you don't have any wins. You go play to win. When you start telling me it doesn't matter, get out. It doesn't matter. So you don't quit in sports. You retire. You don't get to quit. It's not an option. Now, you can retire. You can do that. But you ain't quit. Not on my watch.
4.
Do your job, be attentive, pay attention to details, and put the team first.
3.
Well, something that I told everybody at the very beginning of the week, I will not tolerate players that think it's about them when it's about the team. Okay, I'm from the old school. I believe this. I would rather play with 10 people and just get penalized all the way until we got to do something else, rather than play with 11 when I know that right now that person is not sold out to be a part of this team. It is more about them than it is about the team. You cannot play with them, cannot win with them, cannot coach with them, can't do it. I want winners. I want people that want to win.
2.
Hey, I'm not going to be a real patient guy now.
Ho, 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 ho! Santa Claus is here. Huddle up.
We're not posing for football cards now, off fast. We're not posing for football cards. Let's play with some speed.
1.
Who's got it better than us? Nobody!
0.
Hey, baby, let's go out there like a bunch of crazy dogs. Have some fun. Woo!
It's time for the Countdown to Kickoff pregame show. Now, your host, Joel Boria.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Joel Orion. Welcome in to football friends, family, and fans on the MyTeamMedia Network. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and shortly, Twitter, I believe. As soon as I get that up and running, we are here in Avon for the Class D semifinal game between the third-seeded 5-1 Canisteo-Greenwood Redskins and the host 2-seed, the Avon Braves, who are also 5-1. Both teams lost to the same team, the Aggies. The Redskins lost in Week 3 in Batavia, 40-7. Avon lost here last week, 37-7. Two really evenly matched teams. We put out the stats earlier on social media. Very, very, very similar stats coming in. Redskins average 28 points per game. Meanwhile, Avon averages 26. Redskins give up 12 per game. Avon gives up 14. Avon wants to run the ball. CG has more of an air raid attack, Tanner, and it is not raining, but it is a little windy, and if the wind continues, that would favor, I believe, the Braves rather than the Redskins here today.
You would think, but we've seen CG. They're not afraid to throw it in any situation. We've seen windy games, and that really hasn't changed their plan of attack, which is to spread the field vertically. So while it is a little windy and might start to sprinkle here in the afternoon, I wouldn't expect CG's game plan to change too much.
All right, let's take a break. We're going to get into the coach's corner here. We'll talk to Coach Steve Donlin, first-year head coach. He is a CG grad, 1998. He's taking on one of the best right now actively in Section 5. He is the second winningest active coach in Section 5. He has won 4 titles. Avon has won 6. CG in search of their first, trying to get back to their first title game since 2005. Let's take a break. We'll be back on the MyTeamMedia Network.
The Rexville Country Store has your everyday food and grocery needs, from milk and bread to wraps, hot and cold subs, pizza, and wings. They've got it all. Call 225-FOOD and check them out on Facebook at Rexville Country Store for specials. Located at 1364 State Route 248 in Rexville. Open Wednesday and Thursday 11 to 9, Friday and Saturday 9 to 9, and Sunday 8 to 3. The Rexville Country Store goes hog wild when CG wins.
Down 7.5 help you. Now, hey,
no need to go and deal with that headache. Colebrook Auto has auction prices on their lot at 3656 State Route 414 in Corning. Colebrook Auto, where you'll pay bottom dollar for top quality pre-owned vehicles. Colebrook Auto, where you'll get the best prices and the best choices from a hand-picked inventory of great vehicles. At these prices, this inventory won't last long. Online at ColebrookAuto.com and on Facebook at Colebrook Auto. Open Monday through Friday between 9 and 5. Auction prices on their lot. You won't be swarmed by a commission-driven sales team like a bunch of hornets. At Colebrook Auto, there's zero pressure and no hassle. Colebrook Auto, a true deal is what they'll give you.
Now, sold them up here. Put them on Cargill.
It's the Coach's Corner on the MyTeamMedia Network as we chat with head coach Steve Donlin about his team. Now, here's Joel Orient and Coach Donlin.
Let's bring in the head man of the Canisteo-Greenwood Redskins. He is a 1998 Canisteo-Greenwood graduate. He was a three-sport athlete, played football, wrestled, and baseball. A very good athlete in all three sports. Started his coaching career at Canisteo-Greenwood as an assistant under Coach Jamie Freeland. He then went to Hornell, was an assistant on 5 sectional teams, 3 state title teams, and another team that made it to the New York State Championship. His team is 5-1. They are the 3rd seed in the Class D sectional playoffs. It's Coach Steve Donlin. Coach, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Coach, before we talk about your opponent here today, let's go back to your Week 5 thrilling overtime victory against Geneseo Mount Morris. You guys were down 7-0, tied it going into halftime. You pull it out in overtime. It seems like it's been a year ago. It's been so long since that game has happened. But real quickly, let's just go back and talk about that game. Get your thoughts. There was really everything in that game. Fumbles, interceptions, blocked field goals, missed field goals. It was quite the game, Coach. Give me your thoughts on that thrilling and exciting and necessary win to get you guys into the postseason.
Yeah, it was an emotional roller coaster, as Coach Canny would say. We knew we were going to be in for a battle, and I think what happened this week is a lot of people realized how good the teams in the South Division are this week. And when we played Bolivar-Richburg and we won that game, I felt like we played a really, really good team, and I don't know if enough people understood how good. And I knew that Geneseo was going to be, a heavyweight fight, and it was everything we thought it was, and they were as good as we thought they were. And we talk about if we're going to do this, we have to get through things that are tough, like being down 7-0, and having to fight through adversity and being behind, right, and playing from behind and staying composed. And I thought the kids did that really well. As a matter of fact, I look at it as we almost turned the corner. I think as a team, I saw after the Geneseo game, during the Geneseo game, a team that can win this tournament.
I want to talk about the last couple minutes of the game in regulation. Now, you've been a long-time assistant in high school football, defensive coordinator. You've been in a ton of close games, a ton of huge games, sectional championships, Far West regional championships, New York State championships, and you worked alongside one of the best all-time winningest coach in Section 5 history, Gene Masson, and he was great with in-game strategy. But now you're the head man, so you have to think of everything. You have to think about the timeout situation. You have to think about how you want to approach things, time management, what you should do on defense. So Geneseo Mount Morris is marching down the field with 2 or 3 minutes left after you had to punt it away. If they needed 3 yards, they got 3.5 yards. If they needed 2 yards, they got 2.5 yards. So they were moving the chains. They weren't getting huge gains, but they were keeping the ball, keeping your offense
on the sideline. The clock was slowly milking down, and you have to make a decision. Do I call timeouts on defense to preserve time for if and when they score so we have enough time to score? I don't want to call timeouts because that benefits them. They can regroup and they can come up with a game plan. They get down to your 11. It's 4th and 1 with about 1:40 to go. They decide to kick a field goal. As the head coach, there's got to be a lot of different scenarios running through your mind. Put us in your head. What were you thinking during that final Geneseo-Mount Morris drive in regulation?
Mostly frustration. When teams are running the ball down your throat, it's a frustrating thing. And not that they did it all game, obviously. We played a great defense, but their opening drive and their last drive, they were in command.
We talk a lot about offense and defense, but the special teams came up huge with that block kick at the end of regulation. Talk to me about that play by your special teams. You guys execute a perfect 2-minute drill. You get inside the red zone as time is about to expire. You decide to go for a field goal and not run an offensive play and maybe throw it up to Andrew or Hunter. Was there any thoughts in your mind that, hey, maybe we should just run an offensive play here rather than trying to go for this field goal? After that absolutely thrilling and exhausting and physical, punishing, emotional roller coaster of a game, put us in the end zone with your team. What did you tell them after that 14-7 win in overtime that helped you guys stay alive for the playoffs?
Yeah, John Cox, got on the edge there and sprinted through, and we work on special teams. We worked on special teams in June behind the Legion in Canisteo. So it's something that we know is important. And we talk about how to block a kick and where to block a kick. And if you watch the replay, he put his hands right where the ball was going to be kicked. You don't go for the kicker. You go for where the kick's going to happen and try to get it before it gets off the tee. And that's exactly what John did. And we got a little bit lucky with that. I really felt the difference when we had ours. We've worked on protection.
Right.
I don't feel like a lot of teams always work on protection. We do PAT almost every single day, and get your head inside and screw in the outside toe and get this done. So when I saw we protected on Piotrs, I figured, shoot, that kid never misses. I felt in terms of special teams, we work on it, and it's great to show kids that things that you practice and do, work out.
Put us in the end zone with your team after that thrilling overtime victory. What did you tell them?
Well, I tell them what I believe, and you got to remember at that point it was 50-50 of whether we get in the sectionals or not. So, but besides that, I told them what I believe is true is that it's efforts like that can win a sectional title, and it's efforts like that can take a program to the first time.
Right.
To a sectional championship. And I think for my team it's more about their confidence. We have all the talent to beat any team. But we also could lose to any team if we don't have our confidence. And it's about trying to get kids to believe in themselves. And so, that's my job. Yep. And we talked about if we get a shot at that tournament, what we're going to do and how hard we're going to work. And, we practiced those days. We didn't not practice in the early week. We had the week off sort of. And we found out on the practice field that we got done. As a matter of fact, we're getting done kicking a field goal attempt. And I brought the team over on me. And, I said, we're going to playoffs. And, they celebrated like a baseball team or something, that just made the playoffs. But, we shut up and got back to practice. So, they deserve it. I'm so glad. I mean, I listened to your scenario, special that you had, and, how many different scenarios had us out of the playoffs.
Right.
And, I think, I sent a couple of messages to the other coaches who are, southern tier coaches in the southern part of our division. And number one, I had to thank Coach Wright for Geneseo for winning,
right?
Because it helped us.
Yep.
But also, Steve Smith and Bolivar, they beat Notre Dame 40-0.
Yep.
OAE, pounds Avon.
Yep.
And I think I think a lot of times when and I did some politicking, and I was writing emails to the committee and trying to voice how unfair this was, that because we had COVID, we might lose by a point simply because we had COVID in our division for no other reason. And I think a lot of people in the North and towards Rochester said, well, the South isn't as good as the North anyway, so no one said that to me, but I think that's their feeling.
Right.
And I love the fact that we rolled them.
Yep.
And we need to continue now to show people that we belong here.
Yeah, the South Division went 4-1. Cuba Rushford, the only team in the South Division to lose. York Pavilion came away with a big win over Clyde Savannah that helped you, and then Geneseo Mount Morris beating Calmum as well. Talk to me about your opponent here today, the 5-1 Avon Braves. They are the second seed. They're coming off of their only loss of the season at home, 37-7 against Oakfield, Alabama, Elba.
I've been doing nothing but film on these guys. And we watch, obviously you could watch a little bit online and see what they're super talented. I mean, their line is big. And Avon wants to spread you out and run. And they do it very efficiently. So, and Andy's been at this a long time. They want to go fast, and they want to get you off guard, and they want to, make you feel uncomfortable. So, our job is to make us feel comfortable, and put us in situations on defense that we feel like we're in charge, and it's going to be hard to do because they're very good at what they do. Their offense is very efficient. Their defense is really tough. So, you'll notice, OAE beat them by a lot, but there's 2 interceptions returned for a touchdown.
Right. Yep.
So, you start looking at, when you really start looking at the games and go, well, same thing with OAE the first time our score was blowing up like crazy. Well, they had a fumble recovery for however many yards to the 1, and then they score 1 late. So you take those away. And so Avon's a lot better than that score showed. Right. We know that. Yep. And we know we're in for a dogfight.
Not a lot of history recently with these two teams. Going back to the early 2000s, they've only played 8 games, and not a lot of history between these two teams. Only 8 games going back to the early 2000s. Avon has won 7 straight. Not a lot of film for you to look at, Coach, between these two teams coming into this game.
When I was a defensive coordinator back in the early 2000s, we went against Avon.
Okay.
So we played them then. Believe it or not, if you go back to 2004, the very first sectional game Canisteo ever won was against Avon, in Avon. Mm-hmm. We won 42-9.
Correct, yes.
They were the 4th seed and we were the 5th seed.
Yep.
So, we have a little bit of history, good history for Canisteo against Avon. We got to worry about ourselves and what we're doing now, and if we don't prepare well and we don't do well, it's going to be 8 straight. So, we got to take care of ourselves. There, that's the thing about that program. You say that, you lose 7 in a row. Well, there's a reason. I mean, Coach Engler has put together a really good program, and they have great athletes, but at some point you gotta get off your knees and stand up, right, and establish yourselves, and that's what we've been talking about this year, doing that for our program, and how important it would be to get back to that championship, and not only just get back to it but win. I mean, there's a lot of coaches, and a lot of players itching for a rematch with OAE. We know we played terrible. We were awful.
CG does not get a lot.
I'll say this. Gene Maston came to Hornell when 83, something like that.
Yep.
And Hornell wasn't very good. Right? You got to start somewhere.
Right.
And I'll even say this. I mean, it's not like we're starting from scratch. I mean, Paul Keeley was a great coach down here,
Yep.
So it's not like we're even starting from scratch or this is some terrible thing. It's not.
Right.
But it's about taking the step up.
Right.
Do you always want to be 4-3, or do you want to be at a different spot? And, and if you look at our programs and something that I have to, it is my job to get our kids to understand something. Our modified team, I think, has lost 1 game this year to Bath, 8-0. Last night we finished up beating Hornell for an undefeated season in JVs, and our varsity program is succeeding. We've had a lot of years. You can go back 20, 25, 30 years of our midget programs doing great. Our undefeated, JV teams and all sorts of things, and it didn't correlate. Right? And the reason it hasn't correlated is because we don't get to the weight room in the summertime. So that needs to change. Right now, last summer we worked all summer long, and look at where we are. And by the way, all 3 levels worked all summer long, and look what they did. You see what I'm saying? So we need to make sure that we understand, okay, just because you won in modified does not mean that you're going to be undefeated. I remember in Hornell, we went 3-6 with a team that was undefeated in modified at Hornell. You know, so it doesn't correlate unless you get to the weight room. And unless you're dedicated to your summer program. And so that's where we got to get our community to get to. That's where we got to get our parents to get to. That's where we got to get our kids to get to. And I'll tell you this, I have seen a buy-in. I have seen a buy-in. It took a couple weeks, but they're like, after we beat Bolivar, it was like we didn't have people miss lifting anymore. You know, and we'd have to sprint them after practice. Hey, you missed sprint, you're going to sprint. We have to do it because they all showed up and they're going, oh, wait a minute. And so that's what we have to do. But as far as something that I'm absolutely proud of and happy for, I mean, you're really seeing a very streamlined group with, from superintendent to the board to the principals on down to the coaches. You're seeing a team effort with a program. And that has led to the parents with a team effort. They've been so great to us this year and supportive and, staying out of our business, but being supportive the way parents need to be. Right? And, that's the turn in the corner. So is 2021 our turning point? Can we? I've said this to our kids. I mean, looking back and you look back in the past and say that you've done everything that you possibly could to get to this this opportunity that we have. But are we turning a corner as a program to a spot where they'll go, hey man, this stuff 2021 when we turned it around and we've won 5 sectional championships. Can we say this 30 years from now? It's got to start somewhere, and why not with us?
You played football for CG in the late 90s. You played with a couple really good athletes, Darwin Davis, and a lot of people in Canisteo-Greenwood remember this name, Matt Zapata. Now, David Zapata went to Hornell. Were you an assistant coach in Hornell when he was playing there?
I came the year after.
Okay,
but I've spent nights over at the Zapata household when David was in diapers. When Matt and I played, so I know the Zapata family very well.
I'm guessing you saw him. I was going to ask, who do you think was better, Matt or David on the football field?
Oh my God, I can't answer that or I'll die. No way. If I have to see Matt later, he'll pound me. Obviously David had a great opportunity being in Hornell. It was a little different, right? But I also say this. I mean, think about it. If David Zapata was on our 05 team, we wouldn't be talking about Canisteo losing in that finals.
True. Yeah, very true.
And David had the opportunity to come down to Hornell and be really successful, which was great for him, So I would not say who was better.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, they were both really good. It's hard to choose, and I know Canisteo.
And their middle brother Adam was fantastic too. I coached Adam.
Oh, that's right.
When I very first started, and he was fantastic. So I mean, you can't. You want to get to the dinner table and mess with that argument? Go ahead, but I'm not.
The only thing would have been if you could have had all 3 of them on one team. Now that would have been a team right there if you could have got them all on the same level. Finally, coming from the defensive side of the ball and being a great defensive mind, I'm sure when you watch film, you really scrutinize and look at the other team's defense to see what they're doing. Now, you guys have an air raid offense with Rocky and Hunter and Andrew. Do you see this Braves defense susceptible to anything specifically, the run, the pass?
Oh, they don't necessarily look like they're susceptible to anything in particular. What I plan on, what we're going to try to do, I mean, we want to try to run the ball and then take our shots like we always do. I mean, there's nothing here that I see with this team is like, oh yeah, there's a glaring weak spot. You're not going to get to a number 2 team in sectionals and find a glaring weak spot. That's just not going to happen. I don't believe they have one. So no, we're going to, we got a couple ideas, something new. We got a couple wrenches that we want to throw in there, but. There's nothing that I see that's, we're going to take advantage of this or take advantage of that.
Coach, thanks for your time. Best of luck out there, and we'll talk to you next week in the Coach's Corner.
Sounds great.
All right, let's take a break. We'll be back with more of the Countdown to Kickoff pregame show on the MyTeamMedia Network.
Looking to rehab a sports-related injury? Want to stop that nagging pain you've had for the past few months? Just eager to get in shape? Maple City Physical Therapy is your home in the Southern Tier to achieve your health and fitness goals. With 10 doctors of physical therapy on staff at 3 convenient locations in Hornell, Andover, and Bath, Maple City Physical Therapy can provide you with cost-effective, personalized care using the most current treatment techniques and technology. To schedule an appointment today, call 607-324-9344.
Hello, this is Miss Leah Shear, and in honoring America, please welcome the Canisteo-Greenwood Senior High Chorus and their singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Alexa, I need my sports. There's only one place for that.
Nobody outside this building still gives us a chance. About 8.5 minutes, that bell's going to ring. Hey, the most important thing that we do is that we answer the bell. That we come out of our corner and we fight. Hey, all I want is all you got. And then we need you to be that elite focus. That zone we're talking about. Hey, because when you're in the zone, you're not worried about the crowd. You're not worried about the weather because you're in the zone. And you're so focused on your job and you're so locked in on your job. You're not worried about anything else. You go communicate and you go do your job.
It's game time.
Now is your time. Wait on nothing. Make every play you can. Hey, most importantly, have fun. Let's go. Come on.
Let's go out to the stadium for kickoff with Joel Orient.
Hey, we're all we got. We're all we need. We're all we got. We're all we need. Yeah, we all three. 1, 2, 3.
Game on. Yeah, game on.
And here we go. We are underway here in Avon. CG has the ball on offense, and they are moving it. They're already up into Avon territory, and on a third down, Rocky Santiago finds Hunter McCaffrey, and that's going to be a chain mover. Canisteo-Greenwood first down, and as I mentioned, they're already deep into Avon territory, putting a nice drive together as their road to the championship begins here today in Avon. It's a doom and gloom kind of day, a little bit of overcast, but peeking through those clouds, sun. So we're hoping the weather can hold off for this one. As CG's got the ball 1st and 10, coming out in an offset I formation. Already nearing the red zone. Here's Santiago, gives it to Chase Weeks, who's gotten the bulk of the work on this drive for Canisteo-Greenwood.
By number 2, Chase Weeks.
And it looks like he is going to be short of a first down there, but he did pick up a nice gain. The tackle is made by Thomas Welch, who is going to be a force on both sides of the ball for this Avon team. He's their leading ball carrier and a pretty good defender as well.
Jacob Evingham, Jr., number 56, left tackle.
I'm Jacob Mullen, Senior, number 72, right guard.
Tommy Booth, Jr., number 52, center.
Caleb Kicka, Senior, number 50.
Troy Stewart, Jr., 73, right tackle.
Rocky Santiago, Senior, number 3, quarterback.
John Cox, Senior, number 32, fullback.
Chase Weeks, Senior, number 2, running back.
Ryder Slayton, Senior, number 88, tight end.
Andrew Morling, Senior, number 22, wide receiver.
Hunter McCaffrey, Jr., number 11, wide receiver.
It is 2nd down and 5 from the 16-yard line in the red zone this year. Canisteo-Greenwood is 14 of 21, a 66.7% conversion percentage, which is just incredible. Now here's Weeks on a give up the middle. Looks like he's able to get back to the original line of scrimmage, if anything.
making the stop for Avon is number 71.
So that'll bring up a third down and mid here. And on third downs this year, CG is 19 of 47. That's good for 40.4% conversion percentage. They already converted their first down. We just jumped in when they did that. It was a Rocky Santiago pass to Andrew Morling. McCaffrey, I beg your pardon. Third down, Andrew Morling goes in motion. Santiago takes the snap, play fake, rolling right. Santiago fires across the middle. Tough catch. No, it's incomplete. Ryder Slayton could not reel it in. Had he caught it, he would have had the first down there, but that one ripped out at the last moment. Good job there by the defensive back for Avon. So that'll bring up about a 4th down and 5 here from the 16-yard line, and CG's going to go for it for the first time here today. 4 of 11 on 4th downs on the season. That's good for a 36.4% conversion percentage. Looks like they're going to go bunch right here. Cox, the lone back man, goes in motion. It's Weeks. Santiago fakes it to Weeks. Now he's going to roll right. Rocky in trouble. Fires it down the field into the end zone. McCaffrey, off his hand. That would have been quite the catch had Hunter McCaffrey been able to make it. He got one hand on it in the back of the end zone there, but just unable to bring it in. Like I said, that would have been a really tough catch. So CG, a promising start to the drive, but it comes to an end inside the red zone as they are unable to convert on a 4th down. It would have been a fairly difficult kick for P.J. Otten. It is somewhat windy of a day here. So now out comes the Avon offense for the first time today. They send a man in motion. Now the give up the middle.
Ball carried by number 21, down by number 56, Jacob Evingham for Canisteo-Greenwood.
That's Xavier Rivera on the carry. He had a 100-yard game rushing earlier this season. Will be one of a couple ball carriers we'll see. Here's the snap, and the give goes up the middle. This time it's Thomas Welch on the carry, and he's got an Avon first down. Welch is going to get the lion's share of the carries here today for Avon. As a junior quarterback, Andrew Rowland is out for this game and the rest of the year should they advance with a leg injury. So sophomore Rich Bryce is the quarterback. Now the give goes up the middle. Not much doing there. Maybe a gain of 2 or 3 is Welch on the carry again. Jared Davis making the play for CG on a 2-yard gain. Now here is Bryce in the shotgun. He's got 4 wide receivers. Now receiving orders here from the sideline on the near side of the field for Avon. Here's the sophomore Bryce in the shotgun. Takes the snap. The give goes to Welch running down the far sideline, but he's not going to get very far. Taken down. Chase Weeks was in there. Looks like he picked up maybe a 2-yard gain to bring up 3rd and 6, the first 3rd down of the game for Avon.
Caleb Kicka, senior, number 50, D-end.
I'm Jacob Mullen, senior, number 72, 3-tech.
Ryder Slayton, senior, number 88, defensive lineman.
Jacob Evingham, junior, number 56, defensive end.
Jared Davis, junior, 20, linebacker.
John Cox, senior, number 32, middle linebacker.
Chase Weeks, senior, number 2.
Andrew Morling, senior, number 22. Cole Ferris, junior, number 7. Hunter McCaffrey, junior, number 11, defensive back.
Rocky Santiago, senior, number 3.
Should be noted that Rich Bryce's season debut last week began rather ingloriously. 6 for 18 for 84 yards, 4 interceptions, including 2 pick-sixes against Oakfield, Alabama, Elba. He's looking to bounce back here today. Bryce takes the snap, now gets hit and the ball's out, and recovered by Jacob Mullen. Boy, I saw it, but Rich Bryce did not. He got smacked off the blind side. I didn't see who got there, but the ball came out, and Jacob Mullen recovers the fumble. Boy, he got absolutely smacked there, and those I imagine those ones hurt if you're a quarterback. Coming off the blind side, tried to step up in the pocket, but just the edge rush was too much for CG. And they force a quick turnover here with 3:39 left in the first quarter. So CG, their last drive, did not get them any points. Here's Santiago, takes the snap, he pitches it to Weeks, and Weeks is able to break one tackle. Now fighting down the far sideline, Chase Weeks gets within a couple yards of the first down marker right there. We know that much about Chase. He's always going to fight for the extra yardage. That's going to bring up 2nd and 4 for Canisteo-Greenwood. They got great starting field position in Avon territory at about the Avon 35-yard line off that turnover. 2nd and 4 from the 29, split shotgun look here for Rocky Santiago. Takes the snap. Now the give goes to Chase Weeks, trying to bounce it outside down the near sideline, and Chase Weeks is going to pick up maybe a yard or two on that carry. Brought down by Anthony Woodworth for the Avon Braves. That's going to bring up a short third down. CG 1 for 2 on third down thus far today. Two and a half minutes left to go in this first quarter. This the second possession of the day offensively for the Redskins.
On the York Agency scoreboard.
Indeed. 3rd down and 3. From the 28, Andrew Moreling goes in motion into the slot. Santiago takes the snap, fires it quick to Moreling, and he could not reel it in. That one was a little low to the ground and behind Moreling. He did get his hands on it, but that's a tough catch to make. So that'll bring up 4th down and 3 for Canisteo-Greenwood. They were unable to convert their first 4th down of the ball game, and their field position on this 4th down is even worse than it was before, so field goal pretty much out of the question. Looks like the offense is going to stay on the field. Santiago coming out in the I formation here. On 4th down, man goes in motion, Cox, and now you have a Canisteo-Greenwood timeout taken. So while CG takes a timeout, we want to let you know that CG football in this sectional broadcast on the MyTeamMedia Network is brought to you by the Hartman Agency in Canisteo. They offer a wide variety of insurance policies, both personal and commercial, ensuring you get the coverage you need at an affordable price. The Rexville Country Store, they have your everyday grocery and food needs, located at 1364 State Route 248 in Rexville. Open Wednesday through Sunday. They go hog wild when CG wins. Maple City Physical Therapy, your home in the Southern Tier for all things health and fitness. They can help you achieve your health and fitness goals with cost-effective, personalized care at any of their 3 convenient locations in Hornell, Andover, and Bath. Colebrook athletic experience of all of Canisteo-Greenwood's student athletes and encourage you, the fans, to be loud, proud, and positive. And the York Agency, specializing in auto, commercial, workman's compensation, and life insurance. So 4th down and 3. Here is Santiago. Fires it quickly. The pass is caught by Andrew Moreling up at the sticks, and it looks like he's going to move the chains. 1st down, Canisteo-Greenwood. They're hesitant to move the chains here, but I think he got it. And no, they're going to say he didn't get it. Wow, I thought that was a clear 1st down, but apparently I was mistaken, because they're going to mark Andrew Moreling short. So CG, on their second possession, goes 4 and out. So Avon now has it 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line. This Brave offense averaging 26.8 points per game. That's 20th in Section 5, 17th in 11-man. And they're going to come out split shotgun here on this 1st and 10. Here's Rich Bryce. Takes the snap. The give goes to Welch up the middle, and boy, he's just like a little pocket rocket out there. Once he darts up the hole, he's hard to keep tracks on. And he's going to pick up a big gain there and an Avon 1st down. About a 10-yard carry, makes it 1st and 10 from the 36. Bryce split shotgun here, takes the snap. The give goes to Rivera up the middle, and Rivera's going to get up past the 40 to about the 42-yard line. Xavier Rivera, and now it looks like we have an injured Brave, or at least slow to get up to his feet, and it is Rivera, the ball carrier. He's going to hobble over to the Avon bench, and it looks like we're going to have another stoppage in play here. So again, let's oh, no, looks like we're getting back to the action here as Rivera is helped over to the sideline, able to walk off under his own power. That's good to see. Now we are back ready to resume play here with a short second down. Here's Bryce. The give goes to Welch up the middle. He's got a first down and then some into Canisteo-Greenwood territory up to the 40-yard line. Thomas Welch with a big-time run picks up the first down, and we know that's what Avon wants to do. You know, being down their starting quarterback, they want to run the football a lot. I mean, that was evidenced by their box score last week. Only 18 pass attempts for Rich Bryce, while Thomas Welch had 32 rush attempts alone. So they're making no bones about what they want to do here offensively. They want to run the football. Welch moving around there in the backfield. Now Bryce sends a man in motion. He's going to give it to Welch up the middle, and he gets a couple yards there.
Brought down by number 56, Jacob Evingham.
Jacob Evingham was able to make the play at about the Canisteo-Greenwood 37-yard line. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 5 here. Bryce, shotgun. Takes the snap. The give goes up the middle to Welch, and what a hit. Rocky Santiago. Boy, he came in and dropped the hammer on Welch. That was a monster hit by Rocky Santiago. He just sent him to the turf. That's one of those tone-setting tackles right there by Rocky Santiago, absolutely laying the lumber. Now it is 3rd and 5 from the 37-yard line. In the gun is the sophomore Bryce. He's got 4 receivers split out wide. Welch is the lone setback, and we're not going to get a playoff. That's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter, and it is scoreless here in Avon for this sectional semifinal matchup. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back with the start of the second quarter on the MyTeamMedia Network. The Canisteo-Greenwood Athletic Booster Club is proud to sponsor today's sectional semifinal broadcast as the Redskins continue their quest for a sectional title. The CG Athletic Booster Club is committed to supporting, encouraging, and enhancing the athletic experience for all student athletes at Canisteo-Greenwood Central School District. The CG Athletic Booster Club encourages CG fans to be loud, proud, and positive. Congratulations to all of our CG athletic teams and athletes for your accomplishments in the classroom and on the field of competition in the midst of one of our most difficult and challenging years. Best of luck today, Redskins. The Canisteo-Greenwood Athletic Booster Club and the CG community are proud of you.
Hi, this is Rocky Santiago, and you're listening to CG Football on MyTeamMedia Network.
And we are back here from Avon for the start of the second quarter. The York Agency scoreboard does not have any points on it yet. It is 0-0 here. Got through a scoreless first quarter. Avon will have the ball at the top of the second, and they are moving already into Canisteo-Greenwood territory. And they are going to be facing a 3rd down and 5 here from the CG 37-yard line. They were unable to convert their other 3rd down in the game. This will be their 2nd attempt at it. Here is Bryce, split shotgun. The give goes to Welch. He's going to throw. He's got a man, and he overshot it. Wow, he was wide open.
For number 25,
Roman Volpe. CG completely sold out for the run there on that 3rd down. Welch had Volpe wide open, and he missed him. He overshot him. If he would have completed that, that would have been a walk-in 6 points for Avon. But instead, they face a 4th down and 5 from the 37-yard line. They are 1 for 2 on field goals this year, but they're not going to kick it. They're going to keep the offense on the field. And again, you've got 4 receivers split out wide. Here is Bryce, play action, fires deep. He's got a man. It's behind him and incomplete. Oh, man, again, that ball just a little bit off. If he would have put that one a little bit more out in front, he probably would have had a first down. Who knows, maybe he breaks a tackle, scores a touchdown. Carson Williams, the kicker, was the intended target there. But Bryce just put that one a little bit behind him, which allowed Rocky Santiago to recover and break that pass up. So Avon's first 4th down is a no-go, and CG gets the ball back for their 3rd offensive possession of the day. Still scoreless here on the York Agency scoreboard with 11:51 left in the second quarter here. Here is CG starting from their own 37-yard line. Man goes in motion. Rocky Santiago. Give it to Chase Weeks, trying to get up the middle. And he gets maybe to the 38-yard line. And he did pick up about a yard to make it 2nd and 9 from the 38-yard line for the Redskins. We want to thank our community-oriented sponsors that make this broadcast possible. The Hartman Agency in Canisteo. They offer a wide variety of insurance policies, both personal and commercial, ensuring you get the coverage you need at an affordable price. The Rexville Country Store. They have your everyday grocery and food needs, located at 1364 State Route 248 in Rexville. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Maple City Physical Therapy, your home in the Southern Tier for all things health and fitness. They can help you achieve your health and fitness goals with cost-effective, personalized care at any of their 3 convenient locations in Hornell, Andover, and Bath. Colebrook Auto at 3656 State Route 414 in Corning. For high-quality, hand-picked, pre-owned vehicles, go online at colebrookauto.com and on Facebook. 1 location, 1 person, 0 pressure. A true deal is what they will give you. The Steuben Council on Addiction and the Steuben County Sheriff's Department. When it comes to alcohol, do your part and remember that if they can't buy it, you can't supply it. This reminder comes from the Steuben Council on Addiction and the Steuben County Sheriff's Department. The CG Athletic Booster Club. They are committed to supporting, encouraging, and enhancing the athletic experience of all CG student athletes and encourage you, the CG fans, to be loud, proud, and positive. And the York Agency, specializing in auto, commercial, workman's compensation, and life insurance. Call Lester at 607-324-4108 or stop by the office at 15 Church Street in Hornell to get a quote today. CG 1st and 10-yard line out of the timeout here from their own 47-yard line. Here's Santiago, fakes the give up the middle. Now he's going to run, and he keeps it himself, cutting up the field to the 40-35. Santiago gets to the edge, down the sideline. Rocky finally forced out of bounds inside the 5-yard line, but Rocky Santiago with a huge run there for Canisteo-Greenwood. They love that speed option, and they stick with it. They live and die by it, and they ran it right there. And Rocky found a seam, was able to cut up inside of the contained man, and he was able to get to the edge. And he sets up Canisteo-Greenwood goal to go here. Rocky Santiago, he hasn't had many breakaway runs like that this year, but showing off the speed, he's deceptively quick. Now 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Santiago gives it to Weeks, dancing and trying to fight. He is not going to get in, however.
Ball carried by number 2, Chase Weeks.
Michael Rolland in there on the tackle for Avon. Only a freshman.
2nd and goal.
No gain on the play. 3rd and 6. Man goes in motion. It's Cox. Santiago gonna fake it. Now looking to throw. Rocky fires, and that one is high and incomplete out of the back of the end zone. Looking for Hunter McCaffrey.
Number 11, Hunter McCaffrey.
That one just a little high. He was on the more towards the near sideline and then tried to fire it to the far corner of the end zone, but just put a little too much on that one, and Hunter McCaffrey was unable to adjust. So now 9:17 here left in the second quarter on the York Agency scoreboard, and the offense is staying out on the field. They have gone 0 for 2 so far on 4th downs here today.
They kicked the field goal, or tried to, at the end of that Geneseo game in regulation, so they're going to decide to go for it here.
Santiago gives it to Moreling. Now back to Santiago, trying to get to the edge, and he is in. Touchdown, Canisteo. Andrew Moreling, they faked it to him on a reverse. He does the throwback to Santiago. For you Buffalo Bills fans, that play is going to look familiar. Remember the Arizona Cardinals game in the first quarter? They did the same thing to Isaiah McKenzie, who threw it back to Josh Allen for the touchdown. So now Canisteo running the Buffalo Bills special right there.
So offensive coordinator Chris Kohler calls out a trick play on 4th down, executed perfectly. Rocky gets to the corner, and the senior quarterback gets another score. This year, he's got 11 in the air, 0 interceptions, and he's got some good wheels as well. He's already showed that early on in this game.
And now the offense is going to stay on the field here for the 2-point conversion attempt. Man goes in motion. Santiago takes the snap, rolls right, fires. Morling makes the catch. The 2-point conversion is good. So with 9:11 left on the York Agency scoreboard in the second quarter, CG takes an 8-0 lead.
And we will be back on the My Team Media Network.
Hello, this is Les York from York Agency, 15 Church Street, Cornell, New York. Our office is part of the families of American National Insurance Company, including Farm Family Insurance Company and American National Life Insurance Company of New York. We specialize in many aspects of insurance needs, not just farms. Here at the York Agency, we can help you with auto, commercial, workman's compensation, along with your life insurance needs. Hey, give us a call at 607-324-4108 and give us a chance to quote your insurance, or just stop in at 15 Church Street, Cornell, New York, and see what we can do to help your business or personal needs for you and your family.
Section 5 football plays on the My Team Media Network.
Welcome back to the Canisteo-Greenwood Athletic Booster Club press box here at Avon. The Redskins up in the second quarter on the York Agency scoreboard. 8-0, finally getting off the schneid and breaking through on the scoreboard. 9:11 to go, second quarter in this Class D semifinal. Winner plays next weekend for the title.
Otten boots it away on the opening kickoff. And now it's going to be a touchback there as the returner fielded it in the end zone there, I guess. So 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line for Avon. CG, they've been bend but don't break here, I would say, so far in this first half. They've given up a couple big runs to Welsh, and Avon has been able to get into Canisteo-Greenwood territory, but they don't have any points to show for it. They've already forced one turnover. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Here is Rich Bryce, the sophomore quarterback, in the gun. Gives it up the middle to Welch. And Welch fighting up past the 30-yard line. They're going to give him the first down, and Andrew Morling was a little bit slow to get up on that play, so that'll be something to keep an eye on. He made the tackle, and he's going to stay out on the field there, but he is can tell in some discomfort after making that play. And Thomas Welch, you got to give it to him. He doesn't look like the biggest guy in the world out there, but boy, he sure has been a load to try and tackle for these CG defenders. Here's Bryce on the little jet touch pass, it looks like. He's going to get it to Michael Rowland there. And he's going to pick up a couple yards to make it a long second down. Oh, they gave him 6 yards on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 4 from their own 37-yard line, it looks like. Here is Bryce. Takes the snap and gives it to Welch, and yep, this one's going to be moving back 5 yards. There was some premature movement there in that Avon backfield.
And no surprise, you knew Avon was going to want to run coming into the game. They've really ran a lot more than throw. 194 carries for 1,270 yards. That's good for 6.5 yards per carry. 38 carries per game for 254. They've only thrown the ball 57 times.
And that I expect that to hold true to form today, especially with a backup quarterback in there who is a sophomore.
So you got to know it's going to be a lot of Welch.
And they give it to him up the middle here on second down.
Well, they definitely must feel they have something up the middle between the two guards, because the last couple plays have gone right up the middle. That's like 49 blast right there. That's nothing fancy. That's just right between the guards.
They do have a very big offensive line, but CG should be used to that. They've been undersized in just about every game this year, but they've still managed to put together a pretty good defense here. It's going to be 3rd down and 3. Avon is 0 for 2 on 3rd downs today. Rich Bryce sends a man in motion. Now he's going to fake it to Roman Volpe, trying to get to the edge. He's got the first down, and he is brought down just shy of midfield. So they get the little jet touch pass there to Roman Volpe, and he has the Avon first down. That's their first 3rd down conversion of the afternoon and their 5th first down on the game.
Will be 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line.
On the other side of the brackets, it's number 4 Alexander at number 1 OAE. All 4 teams that made it into the Final Four are 5-1, so it was a very competitive Class D this year.
Nose of the football spotted at their own 48-yard line for the Braves. Here's Bryce. Takes the shotgun snap. The give goes to Welch up the middle, and he'll get across midfield, but not much further. Maybe to the 49 of Canisteo-Greenwood. And he is swallowed up by that interior defensive line.
Like you said, once again, they are definitely at a size disadvantage. And Coach Donlin will tell you that. He says they know that, but it's got to be all about technique and work in those trenches.
Bryce in the shotgun. On 2nd down, the give goes to Welch right up the middle, and he is brought down after about a gain of 2. Hunter McCaffrey made the play defensively. That's going to bring up a 3rd down, a manageable 3rd down. 3rd down and 3. That was the last 3rd down they faced, and they were able to convert. Let's see what they can draw up here in Canisteo-Greenwood territory. Rich Bryce in the shotgun. Takes the snap, fakes to Welch, now throws. He's got Roman Volpe on a screen, and Volpe first down to the 35-yard line for Avon.
So a good-looking drive here for the Braves, responding to the Redskins' touchdown. As Tanner has said, they've been able to get into the Redskins' territory, but the drives have sputtered out. Let's see if this red wall that's only giving up around 12 points per game can buckle down here.
That's what they've been a lot of this season, Ben, but don't break. Here's Welch up the middle, and he took a shot there from Hunter McCaffrey. So, boy, these CG defensive backs, they are sure making no bones about it. They are letting Welch know that if he's able to get to the 2nd level, that they're going to be there to meet him. We saw Rocky had a huge hit earlier in the 1st quarter, and then that time McCaffrey lay in the wood. 2nd down and 4 from the 28-yard line. 4 wide. They like to go spread with 1 back. They've been doing that for the majority of the game. Now here's Bryce rolling right, and he's going to fire it to Michael Rowland. He's got the first down down the sidelines. Rowland is in for the touchdown. 28-yard score.
And I believe that is the sophomore's first touchdown pass in his career. They only had 3 coming in, and that was with their star junior quarterback, but he got injured. So congratulations to that young man throwing his first touchdown pass in a semifinal sectional game.
Well, he threw some touchdowns last week, but unfortunately for them, they were to Oakfield, Alabama Elba. Yes. But that's his first touchdown to one of his own teammates. So congratulations to Rich Bryce. Surely a moment that he will remember. Now here is Carson Williams. He's a soccer player for Avon, and now you've got a flag. It looks like a man running out onto the field late.
That was a good-looking drive. They did a little bit of everything on that drive. Tough to defend. They were able to throw the ball, run the ball.
And then, of course, that touchdown, that was a play-action pass, so they were able to do a little bit of everything. Now here's Carson Williams on for the PAT. Snap spot. Kick is up. It is good. 5:16 left on the York Agency scoreboard. Avon cuts it down 8-7.
And we'll take a break on the MyTeamMedia Network.
The Rexville Country Store has your everyday food and grocery needs. From milk and bread to wraps, hot and cold subs, pizza, and wings. They've got it all. Call 225-FOOD and check them out on Facebook at Rexville Country Store for specials. Located at 1364 State Route 248 in Rexville. Open Wednesday and Thursday 11 to 9, Friday and Saturday 9 to 9, and Sunday 8 to 3. The Rexville Country Store goes hog wild when CG wins.
The Hartman Agency in Canisteo is your all-in-one stop for your insurance needs, whether personal or commercial. They can provide the insurance you need for homes, mobile homes, rental properties, auto insurance, trailers, ATVs, snowmobiles, life insurance, and disability insurance, too. To get a free quote today, contact Christy at 607-698-5060 or by email at christy@thehartmanagency.com or stop by the office on 56A West Main Street in Canisteo 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, or by appointment Saturday. The Hartman Agency in Canisteo. Strides above the rest.
This is My Team Media Network.
Welcome back to the CG Athletic Booster Club press box here in Avon. It's the semifinals, 5:10 to go, second quarter. Right now the Redskins lead 8-7 on the York Agency scoreboard.
And they take over at the 30-yard line, as that is where they fielded the kickoff. Able to put points up on their last drive in spectacular fashion. Andrew Morling pass to Rocky Santiago. Usually we see Rocky to Morling, but that time it was Morling to Rocky. Now Rocky takes a snap on first down, rolling right, and he's got to get rid of the ball. Oh, man. Rocky Santiago lost about 15 yards on that play, sacked back around the 15-yard line. That's a big loss right there. They were trying to roll him out right, get a shot play, and Rocky just couldn't get rid of the ball. He takes a big loss on first down.
He avoided the first tackler, and I thought he was going to fire it downfield and get rid of it, but he ducked inside to go back inside, and he got tackled. He must have felt that he just couldn't get his feet under him and get that ball far enough downfield where it wouldn't be a intentional grounding call there. I thought he was going to get the edge. He, a lot of the times when he rolls out like that, is able to get around that defender, but that time he was unable to.
Loss of 12. It's second down and 22. Now play action, rolling left, and he is still on his feet. Rocky is able to get to the sidelines, and he's going to pick up some of the lost yardage here, but it's going to be a third down and long. He almost lost even more yardage on that one. Defender was nipping around his ankles, but he was able to stay on his feet and turn it up the sidelines and recoup some of the lost sack yardage, but it's going to be a third down and long still here for Canisteo. They are considerably behind the chains.
Good job with balance there, because that defender was coming from behind, grabbed one of his ankles. He stumbled, but he was able to regain and get down the sideline, but it's still 3rd and 16, 4:09 to go, so let's see how aggressive they want to be here. They've tried to roll him out to the left. They've tried to roll him out to the right.
And it is a bit windy out here, a bit of a swirling wind. And now it looks like we have a timeout taken by Canisteo-Greenwood. That's their second of the half. So let's take a moment to thank our community-oriented sponsors, the Hartman Agency in Canisteo. They offer a wide variety of insurance policies, both personal and commercial, ensuring you get the coverage you need at an affordable price. The Rexville Country Store, they have your everyday grocery and food needs, located at 1364 State Route 248 in Rexville, open Wednesday through Sunday. Maple City Physical Therapy, your home in the Southern Tier for all things health and fitness. They can help you achieve your health and fitness goals with cost-effective, personalized care at any of their 3 convenient locations in Hornell, Andover, and Bath. Colebrook Auto at 3656 State Route 414 in Corning. For high-quality, hand-picked, pre-owned vehicles, go online at colebrookauto.com and on Facebook. One location, one person, zero pressure. A true deal is what they will give you. The Steuben Council on Addiction and the Steuben County Sheriff's Department. When it comes to alcohol, do your part and remember that if you can't buy it, if they can't buy it, you can't supply it. There we go. This reminder comes from the Steuben Council on Addiction and the Steuben County Sheriff's Department, the CG Athletic Booster Club. They are committed to supporting, encouraging, and enhancing the athletic experience of all of CG's student athletes and encourage you to be loud, proud, and positive.
So they could do a couple things here. One, they could be conservative, a draw, maybe a little screen pass, bubble pass, or just try to get it down the field, and if it's intercepted, well, it's like a long punt.
Santiago stepping up in the pocket, now taking off. He's going to get pretty darn close to the first down marker.
Yeah, wow.
Right to the 40-yard line.
That was not a design run. I think he was looking to go downfield. The pocket collapsed around him to the side. It opened up in the middle, and he ran, and it's a 4th and 1.
They're going to spot him at the 39-yard line. Santiago.
He likes to try to draw people off in this situation.
Now the give up the middle, and
I think that was to the fullbacks, to Cox there, I think.
Yep, the initial signal is first down. Yeah, they just gave it to the upback, Jonathan Cox, and he is able to rumble forward for the Canisteo-Greenwood first down.
That's a big call right there because the ball was on essentially their own 40-yard line. They don't get that, and you've put your defense in a compromising position, but felt comfortable. They average around 5 yards per carry. Again, they don't have one dominant back. It's been backed by committee, but a nice job there by the fullback.
Jonathan Cox coming into this game averaging 5 yards a carry. Here's Santiago, takes a snap on first down, pitches it to Chase Weeks on the little speed option, and he's able to cut up the field. Weeks to the 40, stiff arming to the 35, still going to the 30-yard line. Chase Weeks, and we know all about him. That's his M.O. He'll fight for those extra yards, and he did a brilliant job of it right there. And most importantly for him, he held on to the football. He has lost 2 fumbles this year, but he was holding on to that football for dear life on that one.
And when a defense like that, when you fight for so many yards like that and you keep upright, you got guys around your legs, around your shoulders, there's guys raking at the football, but we've seen that speed option. It's had varying success. That time it worked very well to the right.
Here's Santiago. Give goes to Weeks up the middle, spinning, and Chase Weeks, he's going to pick up a nice gain there to about the 30-yard line.
Clock is going to roll down to probably under 2 when this ball is snapped. CG, it really in no hurry yet. The last thing you want to do is give the ball back. So at the very least, you go into half up 8-7. So they're going to be methodical here and not leave, or at least hope not to leave any time on the clock for the Braves.
The Braves will get the ball at half. Here's Santiago. Give goes to Chase Weeks, and looked like he had a big hole there, but they were able to converge on him right there before he was able to get into the open field. That was Adam Mariani on the tackle. Brings up a short third down for Canisteo-Greenwood. That's been the lone area where they've struggled this game, is on third down. They're 1 for 5 so far.
Give credit to those hog mollies up front, that right side. They blew open a nice hole there initially. Chase got to the second level there to the linebackers, but they opened up a nice hole. That was just a power stretch right there to the right side, and the right side of the line did a good job. 3rd and 3.
Now they're going to go heavy here. You got a fullback and 2 tight ends in the game. Andrew Morling is the lone wide out. Here's Santiago. Takes the snap. The give goes up the middle to Jonathan Cox on a quick fullback dive right there, and let's see where they spot it.
That was not executed perfectly. When you're doing that fullback run right there, you got to have good timing, and it looked to me like Rocky and John bumped into each other when he handed off the football, and there's not a lot of room for error there because the fullback is right behind the quarterback. So they continue to let the clock roll. It's now at 40 seconds.
It's about 4th down in inches here for Canisteo-Greenwood. Santiago takes a snap, calls his own number, and he's easily got the first down for CG.
So the clock will stop initially. 36 seconds when they spot the ball. It'll wind. It looks to me like the Redskins, do they have 1 timeout left, I think? Yep. So they have a timeout left.
And now the clock's moving, and we have a timeout taken. Let's see who. No signal yet, and CG uses their final timeout.
So as you can see there, the last couple plays were runs, and I think part of that was let's not throw in completions and stop the clock. Let's keep the clock rolling, and again, let's play keep away for the rest of this half. They've had success. It's taken 4 downs almost each time to get that first down, but they've gotten it, and they've methodically moved down the field in a not quite the exact way, Tanner, but very similar to that Bolivar game where they had a second and real long, and then a third and pretty long in their own territory, and they were able to dig out. If they can score here right before halftime on a drive where they were looking at a 2nd and 20 plus or whatever, that would be a good momentum swing for them.
They're sure hoping this drive ended like that one in Bolivar, because that one in Bolivar ended in 7.
So now they don't have any timeouts, I don't believe. So they've got to take that into account with their play calling here.
They got to try and get to the sidelines if possible. Here's Santiago, takes the snap. Now he fires to the far side of the field. It's caught by Morling, and he ducks out of bounds right at the sticks. I believe he's going to have a CG first down, so the clock would stop momentarily either way.
That was just an out and up. They ran Morling from right to left in motion, and before snap, he goes up the field. Then it's just a basic out to the sideline after about 5 or 6 yards. That was a long throw for Rocky. They were on the right hash, so the ball took a long time to get to Andrew, but he was open because he did a nice job of making a good cut on that out, and he was open, and he was able to, once he caught it, to get up the sidelines. But because it was such a long throw and took such a long time to get there, the defender was able to close.
First down and 10. Santiago takes the snap. Now he's going to roll right, cuts up the field. Now trying to throw. He's got defenders wrapped all around him. Tried to thread a needle. That one was dangerous. It's incomplete. That one could have been intercepted. Rocky got lucky with that one. He was being dragged down there in the backfield. Had defenders all over him and just had to fire that one, and he's lucky. He got away with one there.
I thought he was going to unload that through the back of the end zone. I didn't think he was going to try to put it in there. Like you said, he had one guy, if not 2 guys, draped on him. Again, has good arm strength, was able to get that off with 2 guys hanging on him and not really setting his feet. So now, on the York Agency scoreboard, 11 seconds to go, first half.
It's only second down, but they send out the field goal unit. Here's P.J. Otten. It's no good. He pushed it. He pushed it right. No good. But a flag is down.
That's an interesting call. On second down, with 11 seconds, you'd at least have a one play, pass play. But I guess the fear maybe is if you get sacked.
It's going to be.
Oh, wow.
My.
Wow.
Against Avon, so that's going to be an automatic first down.
So now what do? Now it's 9 seconds, first down. The ball, I believe, was on the 12. So that was going to be a 29-yard field goal. Looks like.
The ball will be on the 6-yard line.
Well, now they have if you're going to run a play here, it's got to be a pass, and it's essentially got to be in the end zone because you can't get a first down here.
Yep, it's goal to go here. From about the 6-yard line, here is a split shotgun look for Santiago. Fakes it to Weeks. Now he's being dragged down. Fires. Intercepted. Rocky's pass is picked off in the end zone. And still trying to fight forward is the Avon return man. He's going to be brought down. That is Roman Volpe, I believe, on the interception, number 25. Yes, it is. So that is going to bring an end to the first half. On the York Agency scoreboard, it is CG 8, Avon 7.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back with the halftime show next on the MyTeamMedia Network.
When you think about car buying, what comes to mind?
Rows and rows of overpriced vehicles decorated with balloons and grease paint, and a sweaty sales guy in a suit offering you a bag of popcorn in exchange for your tax refund and pressuring you to buy whatever he can so he gets the commission.
Well, that's not the case at Colebrook Auto in Corning. At Colebrook Auto, you'll find just one person, which means zero pressure and no hassles. Colebrook Auto offers hand-picked, quality, pre-owned cars and trucks. All vehicles come inspected, serviced, and detailed. Check out the inventory online at ColebrookAuto.com, on Facebook at Colebrook Auto, or stop by Monday through Friday between 9 and 5 at 3556 State Route 414 in Corning. And remember, Colebrook Auto, one location, one person, zero pressure.
Alcohol use, especially underage drinking, poses many serious risks for the developing brain and increases the risk for injury and even death among our youth. But did you know that allowing your teen's friends to consume alcohol on your property poses many legal risks for yourself? Although it may seem safer, it is illegal. Protect yourself and our teens by promising that you will not host parties and provide alcohol to minors. This is Stacey Odell from Student Council on Addictions, and I want to remind you that underage drinking is a serious problem and one that has serious consequences. Remember, parents who host lose the most. This message brought to you by Steuben Council on Addictions, the Steuben County Sheriff's Office, and the Steuben County District Attorney.
The Hartman Agency in Canisteo is your all-in-one stop for your insurance needs, whether personal or commercial. They can provide the insurance you need for homes, mobile homes, rental properties, auto insurance, trailers, ATVs, snowmobiles, life insurance, and disability insurance, too. To get a free quote today, contact Christy at 607-698-5060 or by email at christy@thehartmanagency.com or stop by the office on 56A West Main Street in Canisteo 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, or by appointment Saturday. The Hartman Agency in Canisteo. Strides above the rest.
Looking to rehab a sports-related injury? Want to stop that nagging pain you've had for the past few months? Just eager to get in shape? Maple City Physical Therapy is your home in the Southern Tier to achieve your health and fitness goals. With 10 doctors of physical therapy on staff at 3 convenient locations in Hornell, Andover, and Bath, Maple City Physical Therapy can provide you with cost-effective, personalized care using the most current treatment techniques and technology. To schedule an appointment today, call 607-324-9344.
It's the halftime show on the MyTeamMedia Network with a recap of the first half highlights and a look ahead to the second half. Let's go back out to the field with Joel Orient.
Well, we thought it would be a good one and a close one. Two teams that average in the upper 20s, and they only allow in the low teens. And right now, it's leaning towards the defenses. 2 top 20 scoring offenses and 2 top 20 stingiest defenses in Section 5. And right now, the defenses are winning out. And boy, what a roller coaster of emotions there at the end of the first half. A long drive by the Redskins, digging themselves out of a 2nd and 3rd and long, deep in their own territory after the Braves went right down and scored. They get a chance. They decide on 2nd down to kick a 29-yard field goal. It's no good, but there's a flag. It's the dreaded roughing the kicker if you're the defense, special teams. So then it's 11 seconds or so. It's 1st down at the 6, but the Redskins are out of timeouts. Rather than going right back to the extra point attempt, they decide to throw it. They've got to either get in the end zone or an incompletion. Probably would not have enough time to get back up to the line and spike the ball if anybody was tackled inbounds, and an interception, and that is how it ends. And here is Tanner to tell you how we got to 8-7 on the York Agency scoreboard at halftime.
Yep, it's been a defensive ball game, and that's how the game started out with turnovers. With 3:39 left in the first quarter, Canisteo-Greenwood forced a turnover, a strip sack that was recovered by Jacob Mullen. They were unable to capitalize on it, but they did get on the scoreboard eventually with 9:11 left in the second quarter on a bit of a trick play on 4th down. Andrew Morling, they faked it to him on a reverse, threw it back to Rocky Santiago for a 6-yard score, and the 2-point conversion was good on a Santiago pass to Andrew Morling. That made it 8-0, but Avon left in the second quarter. Rich Bryce, play-action rollout to the right, found Michael Rowland, and he was able to do the rest. 28-yard score. The PAT was good. That made it 8-7, and then, as Joel mentioned, at the end of the half, Rocky Santiago threw his first interception on the season, but do you really want to count that one? Because, it was end of the half, desperation, had to get it into the end zone, but either way, it goes into the stat book as Rocky Santiago's first interception, but that is how we got to the score of 8-7 on the York Agency scoreboard.
All right. Let's take a break. We'll come back with the halftime scoreboard. We'll let you know about the games around the area last night and other games happening right now as we speak in Section 5 sectionals. So we will bring that to you here in just a couple minutes. We are here in Avon from the Canisteo-Greenwood Athletic Booster Club Press Box on the MyTeamMedia Network.
The Canisteo-Greenwood Athletic Booster Club is proud to sponsor today's sectional semifinal broadcast as the Redskins continue their quest for a sectional title. The CG Athletic Booster Club is committed to supporting, encouraging, and enhancing the athletic experience for all student athletes at Canisteo-Greenwood Central School District. The CG Athletic Booster Club encourages CG fans to be loud, proud, and positive. Congratulations to all of our CG athletic teams and athletes for your accomplishments in the classroom and on the field of competition in the midst of one of our most difficult and challenging years. Best of luck today, Redskins. The Canisteo-Greenwood Athletic Booster Club and the CG community are proud of you.
Hello, this is Les York from York Agency, 15 Church Street, Cornell, New York. Our office is part of the families of American National Insurance Company, including Farm Family Insurance Company and American National Life Insurance Company of New York. We specialize in many aspects of insurance needs, not just farms. Here at the York Agency, we can help you with auto, commercial, workman's compensation, along with your life insurance needs. Hey, give us a call at 607-324-4108 and give us a chance to quote your insurance or just stop in at 15 Church Street, Cornell, New York, and see what we can do to help your business or personal needs for you and your family.
Time now for the Halftime Scoreboard Report on the MyTeamMedia Network with scores from around the area and a look at upcoming games. Now, back to the booth.
Let's take a look at the halftime scoreboard, some other sectional action from around the area, and the other games going on today. In Class A, their sectional title game is already set. A bit of an upset in Class A. The number 4 seed East High School knocked off number 1 Irondequoit 26-0, and then on the other side of that bracket, number 2 Canandaigua defeated Spencerport 29-10, so the title game will be number 4 East High School and number 2 Canandaigua. In Class C, number 2 Haverling over number 3 Leroy 16-6. That was quite the game. For those of you who don't know, on the first play from scrimmage, Rams sophomore starting quarterback Justin Yale went out with an injury, so in comes senior quarterback Ian DeDominic, and he is able to lead the troops to victory along with a really tough performance by that Rams defense. A.J. Bratz, defensive back, had 4 interceptions by himself. So Haverling moves on, and then Livonia. Boy, did they just put the beat down on Waterloo, 50-6. So the title game will be number 2 Haverling at number 1 Livonia. In 8-man football, number 1 Red Jacket defeats number 4 C.G. Finney 55-22. And then on the other side of the 8-man bracket, are we sure this wasn't a basketball game? Number 2 Pembroke 74, number 3 Perry 66. So the 8-man title game, number 2 Pembroke and number 1 Red Jacket. Upcoming games in Class AA, number 3 Hilton will be at number 2 Victor. That game is just moments away from kickoff. Number 4 Pittsford will be at number 1 McQuaid Jesuit. That one is set to kick off at 4 p.m. In Class B, number 4 Palmyra Macedon will be at number 1 Honeoye Falls Lima. That one will kick off at 6 p.m. Number 3 Newark will be at number 2 Batavia. That one kicks off also at 6 p.m. And on the other side of the Class D bracket, number 4 Alexander is at number 1 Oakfield, Alabama, Elba. And that one is actually that one's already underway. Oakfield, Alabama, Elba is up, looks like 7-6, I believe. So, we'll try and monitor that game as we make our way through this broadcast. But that's going to do it for the halftime scoreboard report.
Alrighty, well, it should be a dandy here coming down the stretch in the second half. Again, we want to thank our sponsors for making
this broadcast possible. The CG Athletic Booster Club, they support all athletic programs and student athletes at Canisteo-Greenwood, and they helped us to pay the rights fees here to broadcast this game, so that you don't have to pay for it, so you don't have to pay money to listen or to watch. And so without them, it wouldn't be possible. The York Agency sponsoring the scoreboard. Les York, he is the varsity girls basketball coach at Canisteo-Greenwood. We did a game of his a few years ago in sectionals, had to pay a rights fee to do that, and he wanted to give back to another program at Canisteo-Greenwood, so he helped to pay the rights fees here today for us to broadcast from Avon. So we thank them and all of our season-long sponsors. We wouldn't be able to travel with the team and bring you these broadcasts without them. Well, Tanner, we're going to have to see, is this going to be a game where, it's the team that has the ball last? Are we going to see a breakout second half here with offense? It looks like this thing is kind of the stats indicated. It's going to be a nip and tuck kind of game, right? Maybe to the last play, possibly.
Yeah, it might be one of those games where whoever makes the biggest play, kind of like Geneseo Mount Morris, where they were going back and forth. The teams weren't really able to put points up on the board, but CG made the clutch time plays and the plays when they needed to be made. So we could be looking at Geneseo Mount Morris Part 2 here. If it's half as good as we expect it to be, you could call it a classic, this one. Redskins
got their first sectional win in 2004 over Avon, beating them here 42-9. Avon has won 7 straight since then, averaging over 40 points in those games. Scored 59 in one, 60 in the other. So the Redskins trying to make it so it's not 8 in a row.
Here is P.J. Otten. It's a low line drive kick to open up the second half, and it is fielded inside the 25-yard line by Avon. So that is where they will take over here to start the second half.
Starting to rain just a little bit, and it's still windy, so the rain almost kind of coming a little bit sideways, but not hard. It's almost just a sprinkled mist.
The sun was out at the start of the first quarter, but now the clouds have overtaken it, and we are starting to get some sprinkles. There were some sprinkles pre-game as well, so hopefully for the sake of everyone involved here. Here is Rich Bryce. The give goes up the middle to Thomas Welch on first down, and he gets up to about the 30-yard line. He's going to be about 2 yards short of a first down, but a nice carry there to open up the half by Welch. Ryder Slayton makes the play, and they're going to give him 9 yards on that one. Bringing up a second down and 1. Here is Bryce in the shotgun. Takes the snap, the give to Welch up the middle, and might have got back to the line of scrimmage there. And they're going to move the chains. First down, Avon.
It will be first and 10 from the Avon 32-yard line.
I did not think he got it there, but apparently he was able to make his way up the field and pick up the first down. It's now first and 10. Man goes in motion. Bryce gives it on a reverse to Michael Rowland, and he is thrown down.
Michael Rowland. Brought down by number 22,
Andrew Morling able to make the play coming up from the secondary. No gain really to be had on the play. Brings up second down and 10 for the Braves. Here is Bryce in the shotgun. He's got 4 wide. Takes the snap, and looks like before the snap we've got a penalty. I did not see any movement on either side there, but let's see what they call. It's going to be a false start against Avon, so it wasn't a wasn't a clear and obvious motion there, but sometimes these referees, they'll get you if you're an offensive lineman for even the slightest flinch, so that must have been the case there. Either way, it is going to be 2nd down and 15 for the Braves. Here's Bryce. Fakes it to Welch. Now he's going to fire it out into the flats. That one is incomplete. He was looking for Michael Rowland. So now we have 3rd and 15 upcoming for the Braves. They are 2 for 4 on 3rd downs today. Now 3rd down and 15 upcoming for Avon. Bryce. Oh, snap down around his knees. He's got to get rid of it, and he is corralled there and brought down for a big loss by the Canisteo-Greenwood defense. That snap was low there for Bryce, and that doomed that play from the start. Weeks was able to get in there. He was able to break Weeks' tackle attempt, but wasn't able to get much further. He was swallowed up there by the Canisteo-Greenwood defense. So 4th down, Avon is going to punt for what I believe is the first time here today. And you've got a man running out onto the field late. And now here's the boot. It's high up into the air. He didn't get much distance on it. It's going to take a bounce and takes an Avon bounce, but CG is still going to get the ball here in Avon territory at the 42-yard line. So a short field here as CG will get their first crack at it in this second half. We're this close to putting points up on the board in the end of the first half, but a Rocky Santiago interception in the red zone put that to an end. First INT that Rocky has thrown on the season. Now 1st down, Santiago takes the snap. The give goes to Chase Weeks, and he is brought down at about the 41-yard line. Gain of 1, I believe. It'll bring up 2nd and 9 for Canisteo-Greenwood. Again, trying to establish the run here. They're going to come out with 2 receivers over to the far side of the field. It's Ferris and Mokel. Here's Santiago, takes the snap. The give is to Weeks, running towards the far side of the field on a stretch play, but he doesn't have much room to work with there. I think he got back to the line of scrimmage, or they'll give him a 1-yard gain here. Be fair to him. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and long here for Canisteo-Greenwood. So far, 1 for 6 on 3rd downs today. They have really struggled in that department, and now you've got the wind starting to pick up. You've got raindrops coming down, so it's not going to make it any easier. 3rd down and 9. Santiago takes the snap. He's going to roll left. Now Rocky looking to tuck it and run. He lost the football, and now a fight for it. Avon believes they have it, and they do. So Rocky Santiago turns it over. He had an interception in the first half, and now he's going to fumble it here. And it is recovered by Avon. Adam Mariani recovers the fumble. So CG, again, they got a short field, and they were starting to put a drive together, but it ends in disaster. Now 1st and 10 for Avon. Here is Bryce. Takes the snap. The give goes to Welch up the middle, and Welch dives ahead up past Avon's own 45-yard line. Hunter McCaffrey able to make the play right there. That'll bring up 2nd and 4. Second down and short. Bryce, the give goes to Welch. And he's got the first down up into Canisteo-Greenwood territory across midfield. He picks up Avon's 8th first down of the game. That'll make it 1st and 10 from the 48. Now 1st and 10, a lot of movement, and the give goes to Welch. He's got a hole, he's got the first down. Welch into the open field, still going, and he is brought down inside the 15-yard line, around the 10-yard line there, so a big-time run by Thomas Welch. Andrew Morling was finally able to bring him down, but not before he picks up an Avon first down on a big gainer. So now Avon working in the red zone here is, boy, I tell you, the wind is really picking up out here. Bryce on a little jet touch pass to Roman Volpe, and Volpe is going to pick up some good yardage here inside the 10-yard line. That'll make it 2nd down. Jacob Evingham was able to make the tackle. 2nd and 3. They can still get a first down without scoring a touchdown. Not quite in a goal-to-go situation. Here is Bryce, gives it to Welch, and Welch fighting ahead.
Ball carried by number 7, Thomas Welch.
And it looks like he did not pick up the first down, so that'll bring up 3rd and short. Jacob Mullen, the big defensive tackle in there to make the play. So 3rd down and 1 upcoming for the Braves. Here is Bryce in the shotgun. He's got Welch to his right, takes the snap. The give goes to Welch, running off tackle, tries to cut up the field, and he's in for the touchdown. Thomas Welch in for the score. Avon back on the high side here, 13-8 with the extra point pending. 5:26 left on the York Agency scoreboard here in the 3rd quarter. And now they are going to have some faith in that kicking game. They're going to send out Carson Williams for the PAT. And the snap down, the lefty boots it up and in. So Avon, a nice scoring drive here. Midway through the 3rd quarter, they take the lead 14-8 with 5:26 left in the 3rd here on the York Agency scoreboard.
Alrighty, let's take a break, and we will be back with more action from Avon and the Canisteo-Greenwood Athletic Booster Club Press Box on the MyTeamMedia Network.
The Harmon Agency in Canisteo is your all-in-one stop for your insurance needs, whether personal or commercial. They can provide the insurance you need for homes, mobile homes, rental properties, auto insurance, trailers, ATVs, snowmobiles, life insurance, and disability insurance, too. To get a free quote today, contact Christy at 607-698-5060 or by email at christy@theharmonagency.com or stop by the office on 56A West Main Street in Canisteo, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, or by appointment Saturday. The Hartman Agency in Canisteo. Strides above the rest.
Looking to rehab a sports-related injury? Want to stop that nagging pain you've had for the past few months? Just eager to get in shape? Maple City Physical Therapy is your home in the Southern Tier to achieve your health and fitness goals. With 10 doctors of physical therapy on staff at 3 convenient locations in Hornell, Andover, and Bath, Maple City Physical Therapy can provide you with cost-effective, personalized care using the most current treatment techniques and technology. To schedule an appointment today, call 607-324-9344.
Hi, this is Nate Button, and your home for CG Football is MyTeamMedia Network.
And we are back here with 5:24 left on the York Agency scoreboard here in the 3rd quarter. Avon on the high side, 14-8. They are able to cash in off a Canisteo-Greenwood turnover, a Rocky Santiago fumble, and they're able to turn it into 7 points. Let's see how Canisteo-Greenwood responds here. They have it at their own 36-yard line. Here's Santiago, sends Ferris in motion. Now the give goes up the middle to Jonathan Cox. and he's going to pick up a gain of 1 yard, it looks like. No. Got about 4 yards on that play, just shy of the 40-yard line. That'll bring up second down and mid here for the Redskins.
You feel like this is a big moment in the game. Redskins have a turnover. Avon makes good on it. And now let's see what the Redskins can do if they can respond here in a sideways, raining sort of game.
Rocky Santiago he pitches it to Chase Weeks, and he is going to lose yardage. They're going to be back behind the chains here for this third down, trying to run that speed option, which they've had success with today, but that time Avon all over it. That brings up a 3rd and long for CG.
The only good news right now for the Redskins, because I do think they're maybe the faster team, and they like to throw, but at least this is on, the turf. This is not grass, so footing will be a little bit better in this rain. Not great, but a little bit better than if it was natural grass.
CG has struggled on third downs today. They're 1 for 7. Now here goes Andrew Morling in motion. Santiago takes the snap, fires to Morling on a screen. It's off his hands. Incomplete. They're trying to set up a little bubble screen for Andrew Morling, and that one just right through his hands, and that'll do that here in this rain.
Yeah, it's not downpouring, but it's just enough to make everything a little damp.
So 4th down and 11, and CG has no choice here deep in their own territory but to send out the punting unit.
This is going to be a big defensive spot here for the Redskins. Have not been able to do anything offensively here. A turnover and a 3 and out.
Here's a worm burner that Andrew Morling had to scoop up off the turf, and it's fielded, and you're going to get a penalty there, as that's going to be a fair catch interference or kick catch interference, whatever you want to call it. Roman Volpe made the fair catch and then was ran into by a CG special teamer there, so Avon's going to get some help on this drive with that penalty.
Good job there by Andrew to get that punt off. Again, it can always be an adventure, punting or kicking in this sort of weather, but this is going to give the Braves even better field position.
That's going to be a 15-yard swing there in field position, as it's a 15-yard penalty. So now Avon is going to get to start out in plus territory. They have it at about the Canisteo-Greenwood 45-yard line.
Braves trying to win their 7th title, last title 2014. Redskins trying to get to the title game again for the first time since 2005.
Here's Bryce in the shotgun. The give goes to Welch up the middle, and he's going to be tackled at around the 41-yard line. And now it's starting to come down. It's getting a little heavier out here.
Redskins trying to do something that has not been done pretty much the entire time these players have been alive, and that's get back to a sectional title game and to beat Avon. Last time they beat Avon was in 2004 in that sectional game that they won 42-9.
And now before this snap, you've got flags all over the field. And it looks like Avon's going to be moving backwards 5 yards here.
Illegal procedure, so that'll back up the Braves just a little bit.
It's a false start against Avon.
3:17 to go on the York Agency scoreboard, third quarter. So starting to get a little deep here in this game. Still only a one-possession game, and I think, if you're the Redskins, you want to keep it that way.
Give goes to Welch up the middle, and he is denied. Jacob Mullen was in there. Evingham was in there as well. So that's going to bring up a 3rd down and long here for Avon.
I mean, it's going to be a heavy dose of Welch, I would think. If you're the Redskins, you almost got to sell out for that.
Especially with these conditions here, you'd be hard-pressed to throw the football. Now here is Bryce in the shotgun here on this 3rd down. And he takes the snap now. He's going to roll out to his right, fires it down the field. It is incomplete. Volpe had a shot at it. It was a little high, and it goes through his hands. Ferris was in coverage there, McCaffrey as well, and Volpe had a shot. He just could not reel it in.
And that's why, I'm not a coach and haven't won 4 sectional title games and the second winningest active coach in Section 5. I say, it's going to be a heavy dose of Welch and keep it on the ground, and they come out and throw the football, and like you said, Tanner, that very well could have been completed. So
Number 11, Hunter McCaffrey.
Was incomplete, so we're going to have a 4th down here and a punt coming for Avon.
Can't rough the punter here. I know you'd like a block, but...
And that kick high up in the air. McCaffrey's going to let it go. It's going to take a bounce and is downed, I believe, inside the 5-yard line. He slid into the end zone, but they're going to mark it where he initially contacted it, so CG's going to have it at their own 2-yard line.
So, going to be a long field here. Deep in their own end. First thing you got to take care of is the center quarterback exchange, whether it's right under center or in shotgun. With the way this is raining, ball security is very important here, especially this deep in your own territory. Redskins got to try to get something going here on the ground. They've had their most success with that speed option, and that's always dangerous to run in these type of conditions.
And you don't really want to run wide when you're on your own 2-yard line as well. Here is Santiago. They're going to pitch it, and boy, did that backfire.
Oh.
That's a safety.
Yep. Again, it was just what Tanner said. You probably don't want to run wide, and it was a pitch to the right side, and he had a guy basically around his legs almost as soon as he got the pitch, and so that'll be a safety.
And then CG will boot it off to Avon here. So it is 16-8, so it's still a one-score game, but not really what you wanted right there if you're Canisteo.
Well, and again, we don't talk about it very much, but, kudos and hats off to the Avon special teams. That punt to get down to the 2-yard line, essentially, that was a great play by them. Great punt in these conditions, and that really led to that. The Redskins didn't have a whole lot they could do there, and then the Avon defense came up big. You can see why this defense is only, given up coming into this game 71 points on the season, and they blew that run play up in the end zone.
And as I said on the York Agency scoreboard, that makes it 16-8 with 1:57 left here in the third quarter. Now CG's going to have to play some defense here, try and get another stop. Here is Morling to boot it away, and he got a good hold of that one, driving the returner back to about the 30-yard line. Now gets to the 40, 45, and brought down near midfield. That's Roman Volpe. And now you've got a Redskin that's a little slow to get up. It looked like Ryder Slayton shaking up, but he's able to get to his feet, and he's going to be on that defensive line here for this possession. So good field position here for Avon. Not quite at midfield, but they might as well be, and it's going to be a short field here for the most part.
And that fair catch penalty on the last punt by the Redskins, really helped. Now, the Braves, they didn't go very far, but they didn't have to. They were already at almost midfield, and so with that penalty, and then when they punted, it really pinned the Redskins back. Right now, it is Avon controlling the field position game.
Here's Bryce. The give goes to Welch, running toward the far side of the field. He's got a first down and then some. Thomas Welch to the 35-yard line.
Wow, that was well executed. I think that play probably started at the 48, and he probably didn't get touched going off of that left side till maybe the 30-yard line or so.
Yep, they did a great job of sealing that left edge off on that play. Chase Weeks made the stop. 11th first down for Avon.
Redskins got to make a play here on defense. Got to try to get something going and Turnover.
Bryce takes the snap, gives to Welch, and he found a seam, and he is able to pick up, I believe, maybe another first down, and he did.
McCaffrey on the tackle again, but that one went to the right, and another big hole to the right there by those hog mollies up front for the Braves, opening up some holes for Welch.
Here's Bryce in the shotgun, sends a man in motion. It's a little jet touch pass to Volpe, trying to get to the edge, and Roman Volpe is down, I believe, inside the 5-yard line. So that should be another first down, and that'll make it a goal-to-go situation.
So right now the Braves have the Redskins reeling. It's Welch this way, Volpe another way. Doing it in a lot of different formations in a lot of different ways. They'll go 3 wide to one side. They'll go 4 wide, 2 on each side.
Here is Bryce, gives it to Welch, and he is stopped short.
Good job there by the interior line there.
And that should do it for the third quarter. That's going to be the last play as we still got time on the clock. But both teams head to their respective sidelines. That's going to do it. Get your popcorn ready, folks, if you don't have it already. It's 16-8 here in Avon. The Braves lead it.
All right, let's take a break. We'll be back on the MyTeamMedia Network.
The Canisteo-Greenwood Athletic Booster Club is proud to sponsor today's sectional semifinal broadcast as the Redskins continue their quest for a sectional title. The CG Athletic Booster Club is committed to supporting, encouraging, and enhancing the athletic experience for all student athletes at Canisteo-Greenwood Central School District. The CG Athletic Booster Club encourages CG fans to be loud, proud, and positive. Congratulations to all of our CG athletic teams and athletes for your accomplishments in the classroom and on the field of competition in the midst of one of our most difficult and challenging years. Best of luck today, Redskins. The Canisteo-Greenwood Athletic Booster Club and the CG community are proud of you.
Alcohol use, especially underage drinking, poses many serious risks for the developing brain and increases the risk for injury and even death among our youth. But did you know that allowing your teen's friends to consume alcohol on your property poses many legal risks for yourself? Although it may seem safer, it is illegal. Protect yourself and our teens by promising that you will not host parties and provide alcohol to minors. This is Stacey Odell from Student Council on Addictions, and I want to remind you that underage drinking is a serious problem and one that has serious consequences. Remember, parents who host lose the most. This message brought to you by Student Council on Addictions, the Steuben County Sheriff's Office, and the Steuben County District Attorney.
Second and goal from the 1 here as we open up the fourth quarter. Here's a snap, and before it, we've got movement. CG might be getting some help here. And again, it is a false start against Avon, so they've been a little sloppy in that department. They've had a couple times where we've seen some false starts and their linemen getting off to a premature start. So they're going to move back 5 yards. Now it'll be second and goal from the 6-yard line, so CG gets a little help here. Here is Bryce in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Now he gives it to Volpe on a jet sweep, and he is engulfed in the backfield. Jonathan Cox was in there, among others, so that's a big-time stop. So now they're moving backwards even more, and they're going to have a third down and goal from, back around the 10-yard line, maybe, looks like.
You can't get lax here, though, if you're the Redskins, because this is maybe 4-down territory, and you really need a stop here if you're the Redskins. So you got to stay locked in here. You know, last couple plays have gone your way, but you give up a big play here, they get down to the 1 or they score, it's all for naught.
Oh, they gave him a favorable spot. It's still 3rd down and 6. Bryce takes it, rolls right, fires. He's got Welch. He is in for the touchdown flag down. For the moment, Welch is in for a 6-yard touchdown, but we do have a flag down.
$11-13 on the York Agency scoreboard, fourth quarter. Big call here. They're marching back, so that's going to be against the Braves, and you can hear the Redskins fans showing their appreciation for that call.
Oh, yeah, and they went crazy over there on the sidelines. I didn't see a signal from the referee. Looks like he's still over there talking to the Avon sideline.
It looks like if that was a 5-yard penalty, they didn't really say. My guess is maybe a hold.
Well, either way, the most important thing about that is that Avon is going to move backwards, so it'll be 3rd and goal from the 11-yard line. And they're going to go 4 wide, 2 on each side. Here's Bryce in the shotgun. Welch to his right, takes the snap, fakes it to Welch. Now he's going to roll right, fires, and that one is tipped in, nearly picked off by McCaffrey. Got his hands on it, but he could not reel it in. So that's going to bring up 4th and goal from the 11-yard line, and now you've got a decision here. They do have a good field goal kicker. I believe coming into this game they were 17 for 19 on extra points and 1 for 2 on field goal attempts.
Good job there by the defense playing their position, assignment football. They did not get sucked into that fake up the middle to Welch. They like to run that play and spread you out and run it. Let's take a break with that, and we will be back on the MyTeamMedia Network.
Hello, this is Les York from York Agency, 15 Church Street, Cornell, New York. Our office is part of the families of American National Insurance Company, including Farm Family Insurance Company and American National Life Insurance Company of New York. We specialize in many aspects of insurance needs, not just farms. Here at the York Agency, we can help you with auto, commercial, workman's compensation, along with your life insurance needs. Hey, give us a call at 607-324-4108 and give us a chance to quote your insurance, or just stop in at 15 Church Street, Cornell, New York, and see what we can do to help your business or personal needs for you and your family.
Now back to the CG football coverage
on the MyTeamMedia Network.
Here is Carson Williams on for the field goal attempt for Avon. This to make it an 11-point game. The snap is low. The kick is up and it's blocked. Canisteo-Greenwood does it again. They come up with the field goal block. That one was doomed from the start, as the snap was like a 3-hopper before it finally got to the holder, and then by the time it did, CG had ample amount of time to get in the backfield and block it, and they did. So things were looking a little dicey there for a moment. It was 2nd and goal on the 1-yard line, but somehow CG is able to get out of that without giving up any points.
That's a big defensive stand. I'm a little surprised they didn't go for it. I mean, they've really been able to move the ball with Welch and Volpe. In this condition, it's definitely hard to kick. That's difficult for the kicker. So maybe momentum. The sun is coming out. Things have come up roses the last week or two for the Redskins. They're down by 8 in the 4th.
Santiago sends Morling in motion. Now takes the snap, play action right. Fires it. He's got his man on a screen pass. That is, I believe, Chase Weeks making the grab, and Weeks gets up around the 1st down marker. Again, that was one where it looked like they had him stopped short there, but he's able to keep fighting, and he's able to pick up the 1st down for Canisteo-Greenwood. And now you've got an injured Brave down there in the backfield. That'll stop things at 10:51 on the York Agency scoreboard here in the 4th quarter.
Coming to you from the CG Athletic Booster Club press box here in Avon. Winner moves on. We'll play May 1st, I believe at 1 p.m. against the winner of Alexander and Oakfield, Alabama. Let's take a quick break here, and we will be back with more on the MyTeamMedia Network.
Alcohol use, especially underage drinking, poses many serious risks for the developing brain and increases the risk for injury and even death among our youth. But did you know that allowing your teens' friends to consume alcohol on your property poses many legal risks for yourself? Although it may seem safer, it is illegal. Protect yourself and our teens by promising that you will not host parties and provide alcohol to minors. This is Stacey Odell from Steuben Council on Addictions, and I want to remind you that underage drinking is a serious problem and one that has serious consequences. Remember, parents who host lose the most. This message brought to you by Steuben Council on Addictions, the Steuben County Sheriff's Office, and the Steuben County District Attorney.
Looking to rehab a sports-related injury? Want to stop that nagging pain you've had for the past few months? Just eager to get in shape? Maple City Physical Therapy is your home in the Southern Tier to achieve your health and fitness goals. With 10 doctors of physical therapy on staff at 3 convenient locations in Hornell, Andover, and Bath, Maple City Physical Therapy can provide you with cost-effective, personalized care using the most current treatment techniques and technology. To schedule an appointment today, call 607-324-9344.
Hi, this is Steve Donlin, and your home for CG football is the MyTeamMedia Network.
Well, the injured player there was number 55, Logan Austin. That would be not ideal if he was unable to return. He's coming into this game. He was tied as their leading tackler with 23 tackles, had 3 TFLs. Here's CG back on offense. The give goes to Chase Weeks up the middle, and he is able to fight forward. He picked up about 5-6 yards, and Chase has done a good job of that this game. He's done a good job of it all season for fighting for those extra yards after contact. He sure picks up a lot of those. That'll make it a short second down here. 10 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter on the York Agency scoreboard.
Rain has stopped. The sun is trying to peek out.
Here is Chase Weeks on the give. Spins, and it looks like he's going to pick up a yard. He got to their own 40-yard line, so that's going to bring up third down. CG 1 for 8 on third downs. They have struggled mightily in that department today. But this one...
with the ball just shy of their own 40. I can't say it's 2 plays here. It'll probably depend on what they get here on third down, but you feel that there's a little urgency here in this drive.
They need 2 yards. Fake to Cox, pitch to Weeks, cuts up the field, and Weeks has the first down still going up across midfield. That's a different variation of the speed option where they faked it to the fullback and then ran the option, pitch to Weeks, and he got it.
Well, that was a good job of playing off of that because they've given it to Cox at least 2 or 3 times off of that quick hitter, that 49 blast fullback play right behind Rocky. He faked it, then he did the speed option to the right, and the defense had kind of sucked in and came down on that play, thinking maybe Cox was going to try to get those 2 yards right up the middle. So now they're rolling here, getting close to midfield, 8:40 to go. Down by 8.
Weeks did a good job of putting his foot in the ground and cutting it up and getting that first down. Santiago, 5-step drop, going long, looking for McCaffrey, and that one is overthrown. Incomplete. Tried to get him, looked like on a post pattern there, but that one incomplete. Roman Volpe in coverage.
Just have not really been able to go deep in this game too much. Coming into this game, McCaffrey and Moreling average over almost 20 yards per catch. They've had some good, up and outs and stuff like that, but have just not really been able to hit any of those big gainers that they have had in their wins this year.
Second down and 10 from the Avon 47-yard line. Santiago takes the shotgun snap, now fires quick. That one's high, but it's caught by Andrew Moreling, and he is immediately converged on. Not going to have much room to operate there. After the catch, that brings up a medium third down for Canisteo.
Ball was a little high, so Andrew had to leave his feet, go up and get it. By the time he came back down, he didn't have much chance to try to make any moves.
CG, 2 for 9 here on third downs.
3rd and 5, under 8 to go. Ball sitting at about Avon's 43, 42.
Here's Santiago. He's going to get under center, puts Jonathan Cox in motion. Now he's going to give it to Chase Weeks, and Weeks is met at the line of scrimmage and corralled. Got brought down up around the helmet there by big number 71 for Avon, so that's going to bring up 4th down.
Tried to go off the left side that time. They've had a little more success going off of the right side, but that time they tried to go left side, and like you said, 71 blew that one up. It's 4th and 7 now from the 44. So if you're the Redskins, you either can try to pin this, get them deep, or it looks to me like they're going to go for this. 4th and 7.
That was Carter Frank on that last tackle for Avon, blowing it up. So a long 4th down, they're going to go for it. Santiago takes the snap, rolls right, now steps up. Rocky buying time, fires down the field. McCaffrey has a step. McCaffrey, oh no! Hunter McCaffrey hit him in the hands, but he could not bring it in. Canisteo unable to convert there on that 4th down. Avon's going to get it back here. That was a big one. Santiago, oh man, he did a good job improvising, got it to McCaffrey, and that's just, oof, that's a gut punch right there.
He did a good job for being on the run and not having a lot of time. It wasn't a perfect pass, but he put it in a pretty good spot. McCaffrey kind of had to lay out a little bit for it. Give Hunter credit getting behind the defender. Those are plays, for the most part they've hit this year. That one, they didn't hit. They had one like that, I feel like, in the Geneseo Mount Morris game that didn't go their way.
Yep.
But they were able to survive that. They're going to have to survive that one. They're going to need a defensive stop here, so they give the Braves good field position by not kicking it away.
Rich Bryce in the shotgun sends Volpe in motion, and they're going to give it to him on a reverse, and he's able to cut up the field. 1st down and then some. Roman Volpe into CG territory finally, dragged down by Santiago around the 25-yard line.
They've had some good success running that play with Volpe, either left or right. They've been able to get to the edge, and that's because you have to concentrate so much on Welch that, sometimes you get dirty eyes. You caught looking at Welch in that backfield where they fake it to him, and then they give it to Volpe, and he's around the edge. He's got some speed.
1st down and 10. The give this time goes to Welch up the middle, and he's not going to pick up very much there. I believe Evingham was in there on the tackle, among others. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Clock becoming an opponent, an enemy of the Redskins, because right now it is a one-possession game, a touchdown and 2-point conversion, but a score here, they would be down by 2 scores with at least under 6 to go, as we're at 5:45 right now. So need a defensive stand here.
Here is Bryce. The give goes up the middle to Welch, and he is not going to pick up much there. Austin Vance in on the play, picked up a yard, if anything, so that'll bring up 3rd and 5 from the 22-yard line. Avon 3 for 7 on 3rd downs today.
Coach Englert running the ball here, eating the clock, almost making the Redskins think about having to take timeouts on defense.
And they're going to load up the box here on this 3rd down. Man goes in motion. Give goes to Welch up the middle, fighting. Let's see where they mark it.
Englert is the 2nd winningest active coach in Section 5 right now, only behind Rich Lapani at Hilton. Englert's got over 110 wins in his career, 25 years here at Avon. Has won 4 of their 6 sectional titles.
They did convert there, so we do have an Avon 1st down, and they've done something impressive. Before this game, the most 1st downs that CG had given up in a game was 14. Avon just picked up their 15th. Here is Welch on the carry, and he is brought down by the shoestrings. Austin Vance made the play.
Brought down for a minimal gain by number 75, Austin Vance.
Maybe picked up a half yard there, if anything. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
2nd down and 10.
Now the sun has made its way out from behind the clouds to dry things up maybe a little bit as we reach the 4-minute mark.
Bryce receiving orders from the sidelines here.
Braves in no hurry here.
4 wide, 2 on each side. Now you got Bryce directing traffic. You'd like to see it from the sophomore if you're an Avon fan. Here's the give to Welch, and before the snap we have a timeout called by Avon, so Coach didn't like something he saw right there.
Well, I think it might have been we don't see him here. It's one of those things in high school football where it's one of those where it's got to be, I guess, in your mind. I think Coach Englert called a timeout there because I think it was going to be a delay of game. They had taken a long time to get the play in. There was a lot of motion. They motioned Welch out to the left. Welch came back in to the right of the quarterback. There was a lot of movement, and I think it was getting close to possibly being a delay of game. So rather than losing the 5 yards, and again, they wanted to milk that clock. You know, they want to get it down to, 1 or 2 seconds, just like you see at the college and NFL level. Again, in high school at most fields, you don't have the luxury of having a play clock. So it's one of those things where the referees keep it, and the coach kind of has to have a feel for, where that play clock is. So they milked the play clock, worked it all the way down. So right now on the York Agency scoreboard, 3:45 to go, 16-8, number 2 Avon over number 3 Canisteo-Greenwood. Ball on the 15, 2nd and 10. Winner advances to the Class D title game on May 1st.
Against either Alexander or Oakfield, Alabama. Here is Volpe in motion, and they're going to give it to Welch up the middle. And Welch gets to around the 10-yard line.
Well, it could come down to another interesting call. If the Redskins hold them here, would the Braves try another field goal? And if you were to convert that, you would make it a 2-possession game. But if you don't, it would still be a 1-possession game. Let's take a break here as they take a timeout, and we'll be back on the MyTeamMedia Network.
Looking to rehab a sports-related injury? Want to stop that nagging pain you've had for the past few months? Just eager to get in shape? Maple City Physical Therapy is your home in the Southern Tier to achieve your health and fitness goals. With 10 doctors of physical therapy on staff at 3 convenient locations in Hornell, Andover, and Bath, Maple City Physical Therapy can provide you with cost-effective, personalized care using the most current treatment techniques and technology. To schedule an appointment today, call 607-324-9344.
Hey, this is Owen Chafee. Thanks for catching CG Football
on the MyTeamMedia Network.
And we are back here with 3.5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter on the York Agency scoreboard. Right now, CG is facing the defense is facing a long third down. Here is Bryce, takes the snap, and he is under pressure and immediately dropped. Jacob Evingham, that's a big-time defensive stop right there. He was trying to roll right, and Evingham said, no, not today. So now, what do you do here for Avon?
I think that makes the decision easy for Avon. I don't know if you kick the field goal now. You lost a lot of yards on that play.
It will be 4th and 12.
So 4th, 12, 3:21 to go. So let's see what they're going to do. Looks to me like one of them called the timeout. I don't know which one. I didn't see the signal there.
Ball is going to be spotted just inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, I was a little thrown off because the scoreboard says 4th and 7 from the 12, but that's not the case. So it's a little longer than that. My guess is if I was coach, I'd run this thing. Maybe you don't get it, but you eat a little more clock. Oh, they're gonna kick this thing.
Here comes Carson Williams.
It's going to be about a 35-yarder.
This would make it an 11-point ball game. His long on the season is 37.
Redskins can't go off sides or rough them here.
The snap was low again. It's blocked again by Canisteo-Greenwood. Almost a carbon copy of their last field goal attempt. The snap was a one-hopper there back to the holder, and by the time he was able to get it up and in position, the rushers there were able to get in and make that play.
Boy, I tell you, they know how to throw a block party in Canisteo. That's their 3rd block of the season, and in their last 2 games. So that special teams has come up big. All right, well, you want to be an offensive team. You average 28 points per game. You're right around 15th, 16th best offense. And Section 5, you have one of the best quarterbacks in Class D. He'd certainly get a lot more attention if he was in an A school up by Rochester. You've got the ball, 3:15 to go on your own 20, down by 8.
Moreland goes in motion over to the far sideline. Here's Santiago in the shotgun, takes the snap, shoulder shimmy, now flushed out to his right, fires it to the flats. That one is caught by Jonathan Cox, but he probably would have been better off dropping that one because I believe he's going to lose yardage here.
32, Jonathan Cox.
You know, if you're a senior, you know, and you've played all these years, you were 13 seconds away from going to the title game in 2018, losing at the very last second. Losing 12-7 in the semis on a rainy night in Kalamum. You now have another shot at it. You're down by 8.
That play lost 3. It is second down. Santiago takes the snap, rolling left. Now stepping up, he's going to keep it himself. Santiago gets to the 25-yard line, so he'll get back the lost yardage and then some to make it third down.
Because I don't necessarily know the timeout situation, it'd be tough. It'd be difficult to kick this thing away if you don't get the first down. I just don't know if you have enough timeouts to stop the clock and get the ball back with the clock running to 2 minutes. I think this is 2-down territory.
Here Santiago takes the snap. He throws. That one is caught by McCaffrey, and I believe he was just short there.
That was almost right at the sticks. Again, another little out pattern to the sidelines. Clock stops, 1:46 to go on the York Agency scoreboard. I mean, they're going to go for this. I think you got to go for this. 4th down and 1. They've ran a quarterback sneak. They've given it to Cox. They've gone speed option, the play off of that.
Here we go, up the middle, the give, and I don't know if he got it.
Oh, and it's going to come down to the spot, but I don't know if he got it. I think that interior defensive line.
And they're going to say Avon ball. They tried the little fullback dive up the middle, and they just couldn't do it.
And that is pretty much going to do it. Ball on the 29-yard line, needed the 30. 1:39 to go. Again, I don't know the timeout situation. Braves could probably kneel this at this point. They'll remember that one for a while. That one was tough. You're still going to have a long ways to go, even if you got it. You'd have 70 yards to go and need a 2-point conversion. But so Avon in the victory formation, they'll be able to just take a knee here and do that 1 or 2 more times, and they're moving on to try to win their 7th title. They may get a chance to take on and try to get revenge on the Aggies, the only team to beat them this year, 37-7. Hats off to the sophomore quarterback getting his second start of his career, his first start coming last week. So the Redskins call a timeout here with 1:31 to go.
Now, can I ask you a question here? Did you just say that they'd like to get revenge on Oakfield, Alabama, Elba?
Yeah.
Well, that's not going to happen because that game has just come to a close, and Alexander has defeated Oakfield, Alabama, Elba. Final score 9-7. Oakfield, Alabama, Elba had a chance at a go-ahead field goal with 13 seconds left, but it was blocked, and now Alexander has officially won that game 9-7. So,
if you're a Redskins fan, that you would have hosted the sectional title game if you'd won here today. That won't make them probably feel any better.
And there you go, Rich Bryce.
So Avon will get to host the title game. They will host that May 1st right here. They'll get a chance at their 7th sectional title. It'll tie them, I believe, with Notre Dame Batavia with 7. They're right up there with some of the best. Hornell, Clyde Savannah, Kalamum, Leroy. Those guys all have 13, 14, 15. Clyde Savannah's tied with 15. Canisteo was up there. So this is one of the premier elite programs. Haven't won one since 2014. They're going to get a chance this year, though, as the clock winds. Under 44 seconds to go, and not much the Redskins can do. Good season. They'll end 5-2.
And you hate to see it for for some of these seniors. So close, but yet so far. Guys like Rocky Santiago, Andrew Morling, John Cox, pretty much the whole team. This is a senior team for the most part, and to see it come to an end like this is just absolutely heartbreaking, and we hate to see it just as much as they do. It was a hard-fought game and a hard-fought season, but it comes to an end here in Avon in defeat. As the Braves are going to kneel it on 4th down, so technically it's not over yet. CG has one crack at it, but 3.5 seconds here. They have to go about 70 yards. They're going to need a miracle here.
You could either try to throw it long, or I have seen it where it's worked or almost worked, where maybe you do a hook and ladder, where you hit somebody short, maybe it's McCaffrey or somebody like that, and then you pitch it to Andrew Morling coming around. Sometimes they'll run crossers like that, and if you could do some sort of hook and ladder, maybe, but you're going to need a touchdown or a pass interference call. Game cannot end on a defensive penalty, so, stranger things, I suppose, have happened, especially in 2020, 2021, but they're gonna need something big here. They're gonna have to go a long ways. Ball on the 29.
Three and a half seconds left here on the York Agency.
Do the go one way and then throw back to Rocky. But that's you're going to have to probably get downfield a little bit more than that play was. So, if anything, the line is going to have to give Rocky some time, especially if it's just going to be a bomb. He's going to need, 5 seconds back there to let these guys get downfield.
And they go 5 wide. Avon max protecting. Rocky just rifles it down the seam. That one is caught and then knocked out at the last second, so it is incomplete. Avon's going to do it. They have bounced CG here in the semifinal sectional game for Class D. 16-8. Avon's going on to the title game.
And that was number 4 for CG that was almost able to corral that pass in, but got hit pretty hard just as he was catching it. All righty, let's, as we go to break, we'll have the seniors on this squad take us to commercial break as they walk off the field for a final time as a unit for the Canisteo-Greenwood Redskins, and a great career by these seniors coming to an end as they come up just short here.
Chase Weeks, senior, number 2, running back.
Rocky Santiago, senior, number 3, quarterback.
Ethan Hosmer, number 9, cornerback, wide receiver.
Andrew Morling, senior, number 22, wide receiver.
John Cox, senior, number 32, fullback, middle linebacker.
Pioter Alton, senior, 39, wide receiver, corner, kicker.
Martina Baus, senior, 40, tight end.
Owen Chafee, number 44, senior, tight end and defensive end.
Torin Pogue, senior, 45, inside linebacker.
Caleb Kicka, senior, number 50, D end.
Brandon Smith, senior, 53, right guard.
Riley Payne, senior, 42 and 70, tight end and outside linebacker.
I'm Jacob Mullen, senior, number 72, right guard and 3 tech.
Austin Vance, senior, 75, center, lawn snapper.
I'm Nate Button, senior. I'm number 77. I play O-line and D-line.
Jackson Crook, senior, number 80, wide receiver.
Ryder Slayton, senior, number 88, tight end and defensive lineman.
Alcohol use, especially underage drinking, poses many serious risks for the developing brain and increases the risk for injury and even death among our youth. But did you know that allowing your teens' friends to consume alcohol on your property poses many legal risks for yourself? Although it may seem safer, it is illegal. Protect yourself and our teens by promising that you will not host parties and provide alcohol to minors. This is Stacey Odell from Steuben Council on Addictions, and I want to remind you that underage drinking is a serious problem and one that has serious consequences. Remember, parents who host lose the most. This message brought to you by Steuben Council on Addictions, the Steuben County Sheriff's Office, and the Steuben County District Attorney.
Hello, this is Les York from York Agency, 15 Church Street, Cornell, New York. Our office is part of the families of American National Insurance Company, including Farm Family Insurance Company and American National Life Insurance Company of New York. We specialize in many aspects of insurance needs, not just farms. Here at the York Agency, we can help you with auto, commercial, workman's compensation, along with your life insurance needs. Hey, give us a call at 607-324-4108 and give us a chance to quote your insurance, or just stop in at 15 Church Street, Cornell, New York, and see what we can do to help your business or personal needs for you and your family.
The rights to this broadcast have been granted by Section 5, which represents high schools in over 12 counties who participate annually in Section 5-sponsored athletic competition. Any rebroadcast or reproduction of this programming without express written consent from Section 5 is strictly prohibited. There, you've been warned. Now we're off the hook. Time to get back to the broadcast on the MyTeamMedia Network. Now, back to the stadium and the postgame show on the MyTeamMedia Network.
We are back here, and Tanner, why didn't you go ahead and wrap up the scoring for us here?
In that third quarter, Avon, the only score was a safety, a great punt. CG defensive stand, but a great punt by Avon. Down CG at their own 2-yard line. On first down, they go with a pitch, and tackled in the end zone was the ball carrier. I believe it was Weeks for a safety, and then that was it. That was the dagger pretty much. That was all she wrote. Nobody scored after that. There was a couple of field goal blocks by Canisteo-Greenwood, but that would end up doing it. Avon comes away victorious 16-8.
All right, that does it. Well, that does it for us as we start to dry out here and people start to go home. Tanner, one more time, we want to thank all of our tremendous sponsors who allowed us to be able to be here and pay that rights fee and be able to bring you this game here today.
Certainly. We've got many thanks to go around to the Hartman Agency in Canisteo. They offer a wide variety of insurance policies, both personal and commercial, ensuring you get the coverage you need at an affordable price. The Rexville Country Store, they have your everyday grocery and food needs located at 1364 State Route 248 in Rexville, open Wednesday through Sunday. Maple City Physical Therapy, your home in the Southern Tier for all things health and fitness. They can help you achieve your health and fitness goals at any of their 3 convenient locations in Hornell, Andover, and Bath with cost-effective, personalized care. Colebrook Auto at 3656 State Route 414 in Corning. For high-quality, hand-picked, pre-owned vehicles, go online at colebrookauto.com and on Facebook. One location, one person, zero pressure. A true deal is what they will give you. The Steuben Council on Addiction and the Steuben County Sheriff's Department. When it comes to alcohol, do your part, and remember, if they can't buy it, you can't supply it. This reminder comes from the Steuben Council on Addiction and the Steuben County Sheriff's Department. The CG Athletic Booster Club, they are committed to supporting, encouraging, and enhancing the athletic experience of all CG student athletes and encourage the fans to be loud, proud, and positive. And the York Agency, specializing in auto, commercial, workman's compensation, and life insurance. Call Lester at 607-324-4108 or stop by the office at 15 Church Street in Hornell to get a quote today. And also, just on my behalf, I would like to, thank the CG coaching staff, AD Chris Kohler, Coach Steve Donlin, for giving us access to this football team throughout the season. We got to thank the fans, the listeners, for tuning in to the MyTeamMedia Network. Thank the players for giving us one heck of a season. Yes. It didn't come to the end that we were hoping, but still a great season. These seniors should be proud of themselves for the way they played, and, a select few of them will be going on at the next level. So hats off to them. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank my broadcast partner here, Joel Orient, as he pretty much pulls all the strings here at the MyTeamMedia Network. You see the social media, the YouTube, the Facebook, posting on the website and all that, and all these stats. That's all his doing. So I and everyone else that's listening should tip your cap to him. And that's all I have to say. Thanks for listening and tuning in with us, folks. And it didn't come to the end that we were hoping, but thanks for coming along for the ride.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tanner. Thank you to Lady Boss. Thank you to Kale Willie for making it happen. Stay tuned to the MyTeamMedia Network. We'll have Redskins overtime here within the next week or so. Be good. If not, have fun trying. Thanks so much for listening.